What is that weird ass sound I'm hearing?
Sounds like an echo.
It's not coming from me. Everything's quiet over here.
All right, cool. I think we're good.
Who is messaging me now at this moment? We're going live. Oh, Alan. What's going on, Alan? Woohoo. It is time. Go ahead and say, Leo. Say it's time like Bruce Buffer.
What? Who?
Say it's time.
It's time. Is that good? I don't even know if that's good. It's definitely not as good as your body bag impression. I'll tell you that much.
Fluffy Pig Monster in the house. What's going on, Michael G? That's right. Representing. That's right. Me, Rob, and Retro Leo together. NWO for life. NWO for life. Briscoe 1234. What's going on? Seviero's up in here. And Escape the Matrix. What's cracking?
Should I turn my camera sideways? Will that work? Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Is that better? Sweet.
Yeah, no more world star hip hop, Leo. All right. What's going on, guys? We got 17 people watching already. Jonathan was cracking. Omni Blast in the house. That's right. That's right. Happy early Thanksgiving, everyone. Happy early Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Hope you guys are celebrating it and enjoying yourselves or just chilling at home and having a good time. That's right. No pressure. No pressure. Just be yourselves. Gilbert, what's cracking? How you doing? Welcome.
For some reason, my sound is crazy. Talk for a second.
All right. Yeah, we'll keep going.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
What's going on, Sharpshooter 07? Warlord Ryzen, what's cracking? We're getting a tour of Leo's house right now.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's turned into cribs.
My son's room as well, so it's kind of. I'm trying to.
Arnold 4003, what's cracking? That's right. Jonathan, happy early Thanksgiving. That's right.
It was supposed to be unlocked.
All right. So I'm having a little fun cosplaying as Arnold Schwarzenegger. Welcome to the team. We have Rob from ETN Entertainment Talk Nation. And then we have Retro Leo below. Yes. I don't know how long. It's hot over here, god damn it. So I don't know how long I'm going to be wearing this jacket or wearing these sunglasses. I'm only doing it for a little bit, guys. So enjoy. Enjoy the fashion.
I'm going to do one more.
Because probably in 10 minutes, I'm going to take all this shit off. Also, I'd like to apologize because the cats are out.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're doing some things in the house. So temporarily, the cats are around here. So if you hear me scream like a bitch, that's because the cat grabbed my nutsack.
Oh, well, there you go.
All right. If stuff is falling over, the light crashes, dishes are breaking in the kitchen because the cats are out. So I'll give you guys a heads up. If the stream goes down, don't worry. I'll just bring us back. Okay, so just bear with me. Hopefully the cats are chilling right now. So, all right. Let's go ahead and get it cracking. So, Rob, before we get started with the first movie, how was your day today, sir?
I was busy. It was busy getting ready for tomorrow.
Right.
The big meal. So
we got Sexy Sumo joining us. Welcome. Well, thank you, Rare Breed. I know you're pretty busy up the yin yang, huh, Rob? Getting ready for tomorrow's grub time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Got to prepare for that, in so many different ways. You gotta fast to make as much room as possible.
Okay.
That's
important. Shit. All right.
So I'm really hungry.
Okay. do you have greens, and are the greens colored? Because you can't just have greens unless they colored.
Well, I got greens, but it's gonna be part of the green bean casserole that I'm making.
Ooh, shit! Now I'm hungry. God damn it!
So that's gonna be good stuff.
We got
a lot of shit on the menu tomorrow.
Yeah,
we got a turkey and a spiral ham, green bean casserole, mashed potatoes, and macaroni and cheese.
Wow.
Woo.
Mac and cheese.
Goddamn right.
Me and Lady Fat Blood tomorrow, we're going to get down on some Lunchables. turkey flavored Lunchables.
There you go.
Right? It's the thought that counts, right? We are thankful for what we have, right? You know what I'm saying? Some turkey sandwiches, some turkey meat, right? Side order of turkey Lunchables. That's how you do it. All right, let's get it cracking. Fluffy Pig Monster. Yeah, he says here, for about a decade, Arnold's movies were all blockbuster hits year to year. You couldn't beat them. Even the bad ones were fantastic. I would agree. What's going on, Sunset Hotline is cracking. All right, got a lot of people here today. All right. It's because, Leo and Rob, you guys are too damn sexy. You're too sexy. You bring the eye candy to the stream.
I wish.
Right?
I'm actually talk about eye candy. Real quick, funny story.
Okay.
So I went to the park this morning for a walk. Now, you notice I cut my hair today. And
right.
The sign that it was time to cut my hair.
Yeah.
I finished my walk, right? Was in my car. I play Pokemon Go when I'm walking just to do something because walking can get kind of boring.
Yeah.
I go to a nice park, Pokemon Go, and it keeps me busy while I'm walking. In my car, ready to go. This car pulls up to my right. I look over. There's a woman in the driver's seat, and she starts looking over at me and starts to smile. But as she started smiling, I was looking away.
Okay.
So I felt bad. I was like, oh man, I think she thought I shunned her. So I look back and I'm looking at her, kind of waiting to catch her eye so I can smile back in acknowledgement.
Yeah.
So she looks back. I smile. She goes like this.
What the fuck?
And I'm like, and I looked in the rearview mirror and I looked at myself and I said, yeah, I think it's time for a haircut because my shit was like this. Like, I don't grow anything up here. I grow it on the sides.
Yeah.
I was looking like bozo. So she probably thought I was some weird clown looking motherfucker that was just checking her out. So I said, all right. So I cut my hair, So I don't know if, I appreciate the eye candy comment, but
yeah. Looking smooth.
I get the beard trim on Friday. So
there you go.
At this place called Lady Jane.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's goddamn right. That's how we do.
All right. I go to Lady Fatblood's haircut salon.
There you go.
Over here in the restroom in the back, down the hallway. That's my salon there.
For real, though. Rob, do you have any Pokemon cards? Yeah, I have all the Generation 1 in a nice little binder tucked away next to my gun because they're worth a lot of money. Generation 1 holographic Charizard, Zapdoid, all those Venusaur, Bulbasaur, all Generation 1 from the 90s.
Speaking of cards, Leo, little quick plug.
Yes, sir. Cards? What?
Quick plug. Plug yourself.
About what?
Cards.
Cards? Oh, sports cards and Pokemon cards and crazy cards and shit.
Yeah.
Ah, man, you don't want to talk about that nonsense.
All right. I'm trying to give you a quick plug where they can find
it's all good.
But all right.
Don't worry about it. I appreciate that though, man.
We are here for Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. Fuck cards. We'll talk about that another time.
All right. So you know how we do it. Chat. I'm going to go to IMDb. We're going to start from the very first piece of filmography he was in, and then we're going to go up. A lot of these we're going to speed run through because Leo can only hang out for a little bit, but me and Rob will take over.
You get me for like 2 hours.
Well, I'm just saying.
It's not quite a little bit here.
I'm just saying, but Chat and Rob and Leo, I'm going to need you guys' help later when we get to the later movies of Arnold because there's a lot I missed when we're getting to the 2000 Arnie stuff. I did see a few things here and there, so I'm going to need your help, Rob, if you've seen some of these movies.
Did you name someone a third person?
Yeah, you too.
No, you named another person. Where is that person?
I said Rob and Leo, I thought.
I thought you said another person.
No, I don't know.
Damn, I'm high.
On life, he means. On life.
Cheers,
Exactly.
Chat. Cheers for joining us. All right, let's get it crack-a-lack. We are starting with 1970 Hercules in New York. Woo.
I actually saw this one.
So Hercules is sent to Earth where he finds true love and starts a promising career in the bodybuilding business, as you do. What else would Hercules do, right?
And he was voiced over in this movie. It's not even his voice.
Now, thoughts on this movie, Rob? Go.
Don't watch it. Don't bother. I would say if you're going to start with, I know we're going to go through the list, but let's be real. If you really want to start with Arnold Schwarzenegger, you got to start at Conan the Barbarian. I mean, we can talk about the first 5 movies, but really nobody's seen them, and there's no reason to see them.
But Conan came out in '82, right?
Right.
Yeah. But his first movie was Hercules in New York in 1970.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now it's funny.
Now I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
It's funny because chat. I'm sure if you guys are aware, but if you're not aware, Arnold Schwarzenegger's accent was so thick that, like Rob was saying, the director and the studio were like, we can't have him say these lines. So they dubbed over him, bro. So the whole movie is Arnold Schwarzenegger going up to Zeus and be like, so, father. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And who would have thought his accent is what kind of got him over later? Now he's known for his accent, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Other than that, if you want to watch it for comedy, go ahead. I mean, just to see how bad it is, go ahead. Other than that,
I do know that he worked with a speech coach and an accent coach like vigorously to get rid of that accent and to be more serviceable in films, doing dialogue. And he may
have cut it down, so you never know. It may actually have been worse.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna skip the long goodbye. Skip a TV movie, a movie called Stay Hungry. We're gonna Streets of San Francisco TV series. We'll skip that. Now, has anyone actually seen 1979's The Villain? And yes, it is a Western. Arnold Schwarzenegger starred in a Western. Has anyone seen The Villain?
Mm-mm.
So, facing hanging, a bank robber makes a deal with the corrupt banker to avoid execution in charge for a dirty assignment. I remember this used to come on. Kirk Douglas is in this movie.
Huh.
And Anne Margaret. I used to remember this used to come on TV, and Arnold Schwarzenegger plays this character called the Handsome Stranger, but I've never seen the film. All I remember was every time he was on screen, he looked ridiculous because his gigantic, buff, huge Arnold Schwarzenegger in like super tight, old-timey 1940s style cowboy outfit. So, I mean, we'll go to chat here. Bishopman seen it. He's actually seen it. All right. Yeah. So if you guys, keep us posted of thoughts on The Villain, but we're going to keep it rocking and rolling here. It actually got a better rating than, not a great rating, but it got a better rating than Hercules in New York.
Oh, wow.
All right, here we go. Scavenger Hunt. We're going to skip that. Skip. Oh, wait. Here we go. The big one right here. One of my favorite movies of his repertoire filmography. We have Conan the Barbarian, 1982. That's right. And here, look at that. Got the shirt. That's right. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Yes. Have the shirt. I actually have the replica sword. It's hanging up over here. I might show it on the channel one day. But I actually have a real replica sword with the weight and everything from the first Conan the Barbarian movie. And that's really, like Rob was saying, that's really the one that really got Arnold noticed. And Rob, do you agree this helped kick off a new genre in the 80s?
Yeah, because you had a lot of movies that followed this that were very similar. Well, Red Sonja's on his list. I would say.
Beastmaster.
I was going to say Beastmaster. I wasn't sure if it came out before or after that. Beastmaster, Willow to an extent. Although I think that was a book before it was a movie, or did that come out in the 90s? But who knows? I don't remember. But yeah, Conan the Barbarian, which is the better of the two, the first one. Although I have a guilty love for the second one.
Me too.
But really, what makes the reason I like the first Conan is because first of all, the wheel of despair. That's like my favorite scene.
Yes.
And he's pushing the wheel as a little boy, and then at the very end, they show him as a man. And the music in this movie is what helps make this movie so good. The music
in Polaris.
Oh man, it really carries the whole film. But I like him in Conan because he doesn't talk very much.
Yeah.
He doesn't say very much. He doesn't have a lot of lines, and that's what I like. Where in the next one, I know we're going to get to it in a minute.
Yeah.
Even though it's Arnold and we've grown accustomed to him talking now, at that time, he talked a little too much.
Right.
If you notice in his earlier movies, some of his best movies up to about Commando, he didn't say a whole lot,
Right.
So that's what I like about Conan. The music, obviously the action, the setting. And I found him to be more intimidating in Conan the Barbarian because he didn't talk very much.
Right. Yeah. No, you're right. But there's so many iconic moments. Him with the war paint on.
Oh yeah.
And there was great memorable side characters too with Sabotage, and you had Valeria, the female warrior badass, and you had James Earl Jones of all people.
Oh yeah.
Playing Thulsa Doom, playing this very iconic, intimidating, very different type of villain where he's just not like, I'm gonna go toe to toe. No. He uses smart and a little bit of sorcery and trickery. That was what Thulsa Doom was. Thulsa Doom grabs a little snake, does his magic speak, stretches it out, and it becomes a fucking arrow, and he shoots it.
Yeah.
Yo.
And it has one of the best B porn movie scenes you could ever get in a regular movie, which is the orgy scene.
The orgy, yes.
Yeah, the orgy.
The nice orgy music. He said he remembers watching it in the drive-in theater. That is awesome. I am jealous, Fluffy, that you got to see that. I am really jealous. But, dude, it's brutal. It's bloody. It's fucking badass. Memorable, iconic lines, you know. Conan, what is best in life? Destroy your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of the women. Classic lines. Even the line when he's acting, you know, his god, the god of steel. Crom.
That's such a strong name. I should have named my son Crom.
Yeah, dude. When he's praying to Crom for help against his enemies at the end, you have that swelling music right before the final battle. And this is what makes Conan badass. He's asking for help, but at the very end, he goes, and if you do not listen, to hell with you.
Yeah.
Great. That's a badass character right there. Absolutely love Conan the Barbarian. And if I don't move to the next movie, we're gonna sit here and talk about Conan the Barbarian the whole time.
I have the
all right, here we go
on my computer.
Let's keep it rocking and rolling here. All right. So we have next up
Conan the Destroyer.
Yeah, I don't know what girls' school don't call it love. It's a short. I guess he's just bodybuilder in that. Wow, Conan the Destroyer is his very next movie.
Yeah.
Wow. Yep. And the same year was Terminator. He had 2 hits that year.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, Conan the Destroyer. It's a guilty pleasure. I still think it's fun.
Yeah, the first one's far superior. The second one, it's more funny and
there's more comedy.
It's more lighthearted, a little bit less gore than the first one.
Yeah.
It's just funny. I mean, come on, you got Will Chamberlain in there.
Yeah.
Grace Jones, okay?
Now, did you know that when Grace Jones was hitting some of the stuntmen in the movie, that was real? She fucked them up and they left it in the movie. Did you know that? Yeah,
I did. That she was something else back in the 80s.
Yeah, because you could see her clearly hit the nose and the blood squirt out like it wasn't. And it was a quick cutaway. You could tell, but I heard on set she got a little too wild, and she really fucked up stuntman. They really got injured. I heard about that. But yeah, they added a more comedic element for good or bad purposes. He had a little sidekick this time, which is his sidekick's off and on okay. I miss Sabotage though. But whatchamacallit, I did enjoy but yeah, there's fun to be had. It's a fun action adventure. But I did enjoy it, possibly one of the bloodiest PG movies. That movie's PG, Rob.
Well, that was the 80s different. The 80s,
right?
You would actually see tits in a PG movie.
Right?
Yeah. So
the good old days.
Now if you want to see boobs, you got to go to Pornhub. They don't even hardly show it in R-rated movies.
Fun fact, chat, I'm sure you guys are aware of this, but I'm going to tell you guys anyway. Fun fact, the big, huge monster that Arnold fights, I wish Stan Winston would have did the creature effects of that monster. It would have looked a lot better. But the big, huge monster that Conan fights at the end, guess who's in that suit?
Who?
Andre the Giant.
No
wow.
shit.
Uncredited Andre the Giant is
in there. How can they not credit Andre the Giant? That is blasphemy.
Right? So yeah, that's a hilariously fun fact. But you know what else? You know what I like about that movie? The very end, when the princess she was wet for him the whole fucking movie.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous.
I love the end where she's queen again. Sorry, Leo, spoilers. And she has Conan come up there and she wants to basically, hey, rule the kingdom with me. And she kisses him. Nothing. No response from him at all. I love
that must have been one of the toughest things for Arnold Schwarzenegger to do is stand cold, because that guy was a woman, like he loved women. I can imagine they had to reshoot that scene like 100 times because he kept actually kissing her.
But I love how the character, he still misses Valeria, and he hasn't got
the character's very much in love with her.
Yeah, and there's dead. There's like no response back, and then he just walks out and has more adventures. And I've always wanted a third Conan film, but we'll keep it going. We'll keep it cracking.
Maybe one day.
I see something listed on here, and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if this is going to come to pass. All right, chat. Let's keep it going. Oh, the big one. I'll have you and Leo take over this one. The Terminator, 1984.
Another movie with great music.
Yeah.
This was another. It's this and Conan that I think got him so many opportunities, because there's something about when Arnold Schwarzenegger doesn't talk very much in his early movies. The Terminator as a kid, the Terminator itself scared the living shit out of me.
Oh yeah.
That ice cold look, the motive to kill no matter what's in his way. And he was huge.
Yeah,
he's just huge. It's amazing. It's very rare that a movie has a villain that actually turns out to be the star of the movie, not the main characters. Linda Hamilton, and I forget the other gentleman's name, but
Michael Biehn.
Yeah, Michael Biehn. So yeah, I mean the Terminator. I would say Conan put him on the map, but the Terminator put him on the globe.
Right.
That's what I would say to that.
Was this James Cameron's first legitimate hit before he ruined his career later with Avatar? Sorry, Leo.
Let me see. Terminator, it came out before Aliens, right? So I would say yes. I think this was his first movie.
First big blockbuster, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I heard behind the scenes, Arnold wasn't really all in to play the part. And it took... because again, he didn't have a lot of lines, and he was the bad guy.
Yeah.
And a friend of his was like, "Dude, do you see the description that they're looking for? This is who they want. Like this is you. This is like all you. You're made for this." Even though before that, I heard an odd rumor that was in talks of being the Terminator. The football player.
Who?
He was in the Naked Gun movies. What's his name? O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Simpson?
Wow. There was a rumor that O.J. Simpson was in talks before Arnold.
That would have sucked.
That would have sucked, and now would have been awkward.
Yeah.
Well, it would have sucked, and it would have been some sort of foreshadowing.
Yeah. Leo, thoughts on Terminator?
Terminator was awesome, man. Terminator was definitely much very different than Terminator 2, because Rob kind of nailed it when he said he had that ice cold stare. It was just so terrifying, and as his face got more brutalized, and his cheek skin was peeling off, and you saw his robot underneath and stuff, and he was still just staring straight ahead, like mission murder, murder, like that's all his eyes would say. It's pretty brutal and scary, honestly. I mean, there was the scene, especially at the end of the film, when and obviously it's Arnold's long gone by this point, and it's old school digital effects or whatever it was, but when the robot's like crawling towards Linda Hamilton at that point, man, that was a scary moment in that movie.
Yeah, the relentlessness is what makes that scary, that movie.
And it is a classic. It will always remain a classic. And here, me and Eric, the Asian movie enthusiast, we were recently talking about action horror films, and Terminator legitimately could have been on that list.
Yeah, like Alien, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like it's
definitely, I definitely consider it an action horror movie, because in that, at that time, now you look back and it's, they would say it's more action, but I would put it in the action horror category.
Yeah, classic movie, just great cast, great acting. Linda Hamilton killed it, and just showed it.
Felt bad for some of the people he killed, like the lady, the old mom at the house, the Sarkana.
Oh, yeah.
Pushes open the door. Why do you need a laser sight if you're a fucking cyborg? I'm just curious.
It's because it's
laser sight. I'm like, what do you need that for? Like, you got auto target. It's like the Uzi 9mm. Hey, buddy, you can't take those. You can't do that. Wrong, motherfucker.
All right, Nielsen's big.
Oh, come back, Preston. Samurai, I mean.
Did it happen?
Yeah, you cut out for a second there.
Am I back now?
You're back.
You are coming back to us slowly but surely. You are still moving in robot form.
All right. Red Sonja, 1985, directed by Richard Fleischer, starring Brigitte Nielsen, and this was her big break before she went off and did Stallone. Stallone.
You're right there. That's accurate.
With Cobra, and of course, we all know about Rocky IV. But Sanhal Bergman, that's right, the actress, the very athletic actress who played Valeria in the Conan the Barbarian, played the love interest of Arnold. She's the main villain actually in Red Sonja. This movie I used to watch all the time when I was a kid. You had little. It's not a great movie, but you got little Ernie Reyes Jr. in this movie running around doing martial arts and stuff.
He was big in the 80s.
Wow.
Ernie Reyes.
Yeah. But I am just so like, how could they drop the ball? How could they drop the ball and have Arnold Schwarzenegger be in the movie playing a Conan the Barbarian type character, looking like a barbarian, but he's not Conan the Barbarian?
Yeah, they should have found a way to just make him Conan.
Dude,
here's what they should have done.
Scored points.
Yeah, make Brigitte Nielsen the side character. Make the villain a reincarnation of like his ex from Conan that he's trying to rescue, and just make him Conan and call it Conan 3. And introduce Red Sonja and then make a movie about her later.
Yeah.
That's what I would have done.
Or, yeah, I agree. Or just milk the fact that, hey, Arnold's still popular. We don't know if we're going to have a third Conan movie. Let's just have him make a cameo on this. Because there's so many, especially with Marvel Comics during around that time, there were so many Red Sonja and Conan comic books and crossovers. He's basically Conan in this movie, but he's not Conan. He's some other character.
I don't even remember his character's name. What was it?
Golden opportunity. The movie probably would have made a little bit more money.
Lord Caldor.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
That was his name. What the hell?
Yeah. So yeah, it's not a great movie, but I would say it's a fun little fantasy action watch. Ennio Morricone's score is the best part of this film. It is definitely the best part of the movie. But yeah, I'm gonna move on. Anything else about Red Sonja, Rob, before we keep going?
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Yeah, not great, but it is what it is. All right. So we have here, the big one.
Commando.
Ooh, 1985 Commando, son.
Love
Go ahead,
this
guys, talk about that.
Have you seen Commando, Leo?
Yes.
All right, you go first.
Okay. Commando's badass. I can tell you that. You know what's interesting about Commando actually is a lot of dialogue from the film is a foreshadow to some lines that he says in future films.
Yeah.
So at one point, he says, "I'll be back." To what's his name when he's getting out at the airport, Bennett or whatever his name is, and he says, "I'll be back" to him as he's leaving. I was like, "Oh shit," you know what I mean? And it's crazy how they use that exact line, you know what I mean, for Terminator. There was another line too that he said that was a foreshadow to some famous line he said in some future film, which was interesting. But it was like the beginning was just kind of like this montage, it was like Arnold Schwarzenegger, like pure adrenaline. He's like literally walking with like a tree, like not
very manly.
Not a log. This is a fucking tree, like an entire tree, and he's just sauntering along. He's got the tree in one arm, he's got the saw in the other arm. He's just, sauntering along, and then all of a sudden there's this big montage with his daughter, and really driving the point home that he loves his daughter. They really want you to know this.
Loves are a little bit too much,
right?
Like there's some points in that early going. I'm like, I don't know about this. Like, I mean, I love my daughter, but I'm not all over her like that. You know what I mean? But
And so then, obviously, it was just pure adrenaline. Just like Aliens. you know, just action, just guns, destruction.
Yes.
You know, it was a good movie. It was entertaining, very entertaining.
Huge, gigantic body count.
Yeah.
Right.
This movie is just fantastic. I mean, and every other scene, like you said, is just a funny line. You know, he's in the airport, he knocks the guy and cracks his neck. He's like, "Don't wake my friend. He's dead tired."
Dude, that's my favorite.
That is some shit like that, but it was funny. Then my favorite part is the little cringy blonde guy, Sully. He's like, "Sully, what you really need to worry about is gravity. Sully, this is my weak arm." Hey, Sully, remember when I told you I'd kill you last? Yes, right, you did. I lied.
You know, I love the part where right in the beginning, right where he starts to get his retribution, and he goes and gets his firearms and stuff, and his daughter's hiding under the bed, and he comes back, and then there's like that guy in the room, and he's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I have your daughter. Haha, you have to cooperate with us, right?" And he goes, wrong.
And
he just blows him and you're just like, oh shit, like shit's gonna go down.
Dude, the stunt work in this movie, like the Arnold stuntman did that real swing in the mall.
Right.
Dude, that was insane.
Yeah.
Stunt that stuntman did. I mean, that was ridiculous, that swing. But just fun. I mean, you got Bill Duke up in there. What's that line when him and Bill Duke was fighting in the apartment? He goes, "This Green Beret is gonna kick your big ass."
I eat Green Berets for breakfast,
and I'm hungry. I have a big app. He says something like, "I'm hungry," like right after.
Dude, the body count is so huge and so fucking epic in this movie that if you played a drinking game and took a shot after every death that happens, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it to the end of the movie. I guarantee you, because this is.
Yeah,
you lose count. You can actually lose count at some point if you're not paying attention.
And one of the best parts of this movie that always reminds me of 80s R movies is you always get a quick shot of a chick with big ass double D's just showing. Like when he's kicking Duke's ass, and then it breaks into the other room and you see the girl, they're like, ah. I'm like, yes, 80s, I love it.
Yes. Yeah, was in the movie. She was a cutie.
I think it's safe to say, I mean, even though he had established himself in Hollywood with Conan, and obviously that's an action adventure, I feel like Commando was the film that really catapulted him into like the action superstar that all of a sudden he's getting every single role there is, you know, whatever, you know, and kind of like, you know, with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. These days, I don't know what movie it was for him. Maybe it's The Scorpion King or whatever. You know, it was kind of the same trajectory he almost took that Schwarzenegger did. You know, Schwarzenegger started off with Conan. You know, The Rock starts off with The Scorpion King. You know, and then there was that next film after that. I don't know what it was for The Rock.
Such balls, though.
The first one?
I
actually enjoyed The Scorpion King.
I think for The Rock, it was The Rundown, because much to the same effect as Commando, what made The Rock and Schwarzenegger so gravitating in these movies was their funny ass one-liners.
Yeah.
The Rock is natural for that. Schwarzenegger became known for that.
Right.
You know, in every movie, like starting from Commando forward, he had these funny one-liners that just kind of went so well with the action that was going on, because, you know, he'd kill somebody and make a quick quip about it. And he did that in so many movies, starting with Commando. So I would say, yeah, you're definitely right about Commando, because Commando was like the first movie where he really had a lot of lines.
Yeah.
He was the centerpiece. He had a lot of that in Conan the Destroyer, but that wasn't a very good movie. But Commando, in terms of action, military, strong, muscle man, very Americana type of movie. Yeah, it just has everything. So
but yeah, Vernon Wells is one of my favorite 80s villains because of him playing Bennett. He was Bennett in the movie, and he was one of the main villains in Mel Gibson's The Road Warrior as well. So he's known for both of those movies. He's one of my favorite. Every time I see Vernon in something now, even if it's a small role, I'm like, oh shit, it's Bennett. It's fucking Bennett. But you gotta love it. You gotta love it. just the over the top acting that Bennett had at the end, when he's all like, Arnold's baiting him. Would you want to put a knife in me and turn the knife and see what's inside? Arnold's baiting him, right? And Bennett's just like, John. He's got the gun. He's all like, I'm gonna shoot you between the eyes, John. Like, it's so delightfully over the top. And of course, because it's an 80s action badass over the top film, you can't just shoot the guy and no, you got to rip off the fucking pipe, right, with the steam pipe, and then you got to throw it and impale the villain to the wall with the steam coming out of it, and then you cap it off with throw off some steam.
How possible is that? I mean, that dude, he had to have thrown that pipe so hard. I just can't even imagine.
And amazingly, he didn't burn his hands.
No.
I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger, that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
No. Now, there's supposedly a director's cut, but for some reason, it's not on Blu-ray. It's very strange.
It's on stream. Yeah, you can stream it, but
it's just, it doesn't make any sense. So I wonder if it has even more action, but I don't know. Maybe chat, maybe help us out here, chat, while we go on to the next movie. But yeah, extended cut or director's cut of Commando. If there's more action and more body count, I'm gonna have to just give in and buy it streaming. But yeah, Commando's a classic. Keep on rocking and rolling here. This is a lot of fun. Chat, you guys rock. For hanging out with us today. We'll try to get to your questions a little bit. We're having too much fun talking about these movies. All right.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not putting The Rock on the level of Arnold. You know what I'm saying? Arnold was in this is a different time period.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, I saw someone mention that, The Rock doesn't have the hits that Arnold does. And you got to remember, too, Hollywood was different, man, in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like, you could have a hit that wasn't a superhero film. You know what I mean? Like, Hollywood was just a different time, and I think
I also think it's a different generation. Like, we would agree that Schwarzenegger's movies are a bigger hit, but many kids that grew up with The Rock would disagree.
Right.
So, it's like it's a bias one way or the other. The Rock has a level of success about equivalent to what Schwarzenegger had in terms of Hollywood. I'm not saying that Schwarzenegger movies aren't better. I think they are, but that's about
I like Schwarzenegger films better, personally.
Yeah, but in terms of equivalent success, they're about on the same level.
All right, thanks, Alan. So we can get it on Blu-ray, the director's cut. All right, well, thank you.
He's like, wrong, false.
No, I asked Chat to help us out.
I just want to throw in, The Rock's a better actor than Schwarzenegger is.
He is.
He has more range.
Yeah.
So he has potential to go further if he wanted to go away from action movies.
I'm going to combat that.
Here we go.
Combat that. Arnold became a better director in his later age. The Rock is just now playing The Rock.
The Arnold, I got to say, okay, I'll tell you what.
The Rock
I'll tell you what.
had potential in movies like Faster, where you saw his acting range. He had potential early in his career, I think, but now he's basically The Rock in every single. Don't worry, don't get me wrong. I'm a big Rock fan. I will go see his movies.
But wouldn't you say the same for Arnold?
You can take his character from the Fast and Furious series and put him in any other movie, and he's basically the same character.
I mean, I hate to talk, but isn't it kind of the same for Arnold though? I mean, just with the exception of like Terminator 1, he's pretty much the same person in every film. He's just big and says one-liners and.
But I think he's become a better actor later in his career.
Yes. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Right, but it took him a career to do that. The Rock was already a better actor.
Right.
I give you that.
And can't, but
I'll give you that.
And there is a film though that we'll get to. I don't want to mention it right now, where Arnold, in my opinion, has Rock level charisma and comedic chops. Right. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
And I think you guys know what film I'm talking about.
And there is one film where he did do an excellent acting performance. Mm-hmm. It's one of his more recent films in the last 5 years. Let's see if you guys can figure that one out.
Ooh. Talking about Arnold or The Rock?
I'm talking about Arnold.
Yeah. All right, let's continue. What is next on the list, sir?
Don't forget about Rundown. People forget that Arnold kind of passed the torch to him in that movie.
Yeah, that's exactly what he did.
Yeah. There was that scene where they meet up in that movie, which is fun. And he says,
Forgot about that.
Says, have fun.
all right, honest opinion, Rob. Honest opinion of Raw Deal.
Are you
1986.
talking about Jingle Bells?
I've seen it once, but I don't remember.
Not that film, no.
It's definitely not one of his more memorable films. At least
It's
for me.
not terrible.
Yeah.
Do you think it's underrated or is just about right?
I think it's about right, but I would have to see it again, to be honest there.
What are we talking about?
I only saw it once, and I don't remember it being one of my favorite movies of his.
He had a very interesting look in that. He had like slick back hair.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Which film are we talking about here?
Raw Deal.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd like to revisit it. I remember liking it. I remember it being a good action film, but yeah, it's not one of my favorites. But I'd like to revisit that though. But yeah, that Raw Deal, 1986. Oh shit! Y'all know what's next.
Is this the one?
Oh shit! Dude, he came out with Predator and The Running Man the same year.
Wow.
That is insane.
Wow.
Wow.
So let's talk about Predator.
It is the worst of Arnold's films. It is the worst. I hate it.
Yeah, it's garbage.
What?
Right?
Predator?
Don't you hate it, Leo? It's terrible. It's like the worst of all his movies.
I mean, After Earth is a little bit better than it.
It is better.
With Jaden and Will Smith, but
It is better. I was watching Predator the other day, and I was like, dude, I could be watching Hercules in New York right now.
Yeah, seriously.
Well,
I was watching Predator, and I said I can't deal with this shit, and I put on Twilight. I was like,
Dude,
I'm watching
perfect
Twilight.
choice.
I do that often. I
Perfect choice. y'all know Predator. Y'all know if you follow the channel as long as you have, you know that I love me some Predator. Not to be confused with The Predator.
Right.
Predator. This is going to be possibly my favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. I'm pretty sure. If you guys have to quickly, you put the gun to my head real quick. Okay. All right. Name your favorite action movie of all time. I'm like, it's going to be Predator. 10 out of 10 times it's going to be Predator, which is another considered to be an action horror flick as well. You got action, you got horror, you got comedy, you got drama, you got sci-fi, you got great makeup effects by the great Stan Winston that saved the fucking movie. Did you see the original suit? Not the greatest.
No.
Big Bad Wolf thinks that Arnold's acting could have been better in Predator. What do you think?
Could have been better in Predator?
It was fine. He doesn't need to be a good actor in that movie. He just needs to be Arnold.
Yeah, I think I can understand what he's saying.
Yeah,
but I think it's more. I don't think there wasn't much more he needed to do.
No,
no, for that particular role. You know what I mean?
Right.
He just needed to be a badass.
I thought his acting was good in that movie because he showed legitimate fear.
Yes.
Showed legitimate, like, holy shit, we are fucked. And now, and if you look at Arnold's movies up to that point, he's pretty much invincible.
Yeah.
What I love about Predator, he gets his fucking ass kicked and he runs away for his life several times.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I love that scene where Predator, they get the final battle. He puts on the mud because Predator can't see him and he's hiding. He's waiting for him. And I love how the movie does a switcheroo. And now Arnold's the Predator. I love it. I love this fucking movie, man. And I love the music. Alan Silvestri's score is great. You got director of Die Hard, John McTiernan. I need to get Carl Weathers? We got fucking Apollo Creed in this movie. Do I need to go? Do I need to talk about the cast? We got Bill Duke.
Just that scene where they come together. They grab their high their whatever, they shake hands. Let's zoom in on the bicep of Arnold and zoom in on the bicep of
Dylan.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah. Dylan, you son of a bitch.
It's the perfect movie. There's flaws. If you can put
it's a damn good film. And I'm a late bloomer with Predator. Am I not? Samurai, you showed me this film.
Yes.
And I'm glad you did.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to tell you.
My favorite line in the movie, though, a bunch of slack-jawed faggots around here. This stuff will make you a sexual tyrannosaurus.
God damn it. Oh, thanks for the donation, Beefy. What now? He says Junior.
Nice.
Yeah, Junior is better than Predator. I agree.
Junior.
Better than
Predator. You know what I liked about Predator was it did kind of give Arnold an opportunity to just kind of be on screen without much dialogue, almost, because, a lot of the film, once it's just him and Predator battling, that's really all it is just Arnold on screen and the simulated setting up traps and, all kinds of shit. But I think my favorite line from the film is obviously "You are one ugly motherfucker."
Yeah,
right. Is that what he says? Great film. Great line. Great line.
Yeah.
There's too much to like. There's too much to like. I mean,
That's just a damn good line. I mean, it really is. Like, whoever
and
decided
the Predator alien himself is what makes that movie awesome too.
yes.
I mean, it was very unique design, humanoid, can cloak. Let's face it, at that time, everyone thought the cloaking ability was just badass and overpowered. It was almost unfair.
Yeah.
That they couldn't see him. It was it was crazy.
Now, would you say?
I love how Predator, he loves to hunt. That's what they do, right? But I love how it was interesting in that movie how the girl went to pick up the gun and Arnold said, "Drop the gun, don't pick it up," because Predator likes challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he had the drop on Arnold at the end, he was just like, let's go hand to hand."
Right.
Yeah,
I like that. It's sporting. It's a sporting. But then eventually they'll end up cheating somehow because they got to get the win. But yeah, he's like, "Fuck you! I'm doing the detonator shit. Now I'm blowing up the whole. I'm blowing up the whole jungle you're in."
And you have to think
running away and the big explosion. It's so good, man.
To the point I was saying earlier about Arnold kind of playing the same character, though, is he pretty much playing Matrix from Commando? Is it just Matrix? And this is him and Predator. It's literally the same character, right? I mean,
I think he's a little less over the top in this movie, though.
Yeah,
he's a little more serious.
He's more calculating, right?
Yeah.
But I
love
him showing fear. He walks up there, he walked up to Billy, and Billy's just staring off because he thinks he sees something, and he's like, "Billy, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like,
right.
What is happening right now?" And you know when the baddest motherfucker on that team, Billy, when he turns and says, "We're all gonna die." You guys are.
He wasn't wrong. I mean, Schwarzenegger barely got away by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah.
So Billy was right.
Yeah.
Hashtag Billy was right.
Yeah. Classic.
Hashtag Billy was right.
I love it. Let's keep it rolling. Otherwise, I'll talk about Predator for the rest of the stream.
You will. Great film.
Right.
Great.
All right, Leo.
Yes.
Did you get a chance to watch The Running Man?
I did not. I was trying to today because I had to squeeze in something else, but
all right, Rob, take over. I'm getting a little hot. I got to take this off.
Running Man was really good. A little bit of a reunion because I think Jesse Ventura was also in this.
Captain Freedom.
Now, I couldn't remember. I know that real quick in the second movie, Predator, the second movie, Maria Conchita Alonso was in the second one. I think she was also in this, but I can't remember if it was her or not.
It's her. It
is her, right? Okay. Yeah. So Running Man was very good. Obviously a TV show where you pretty much are more or less fucked. The odds are against you. And obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, whose name escapes me at the time, Ben Richards, I think was his name. He turns out to be the victor. And very, very what's the word I'm looking for? A dystopian kind of setting,
Yeah.
And a lot of goons you got to take down in there. You have to deal with all the booby traps and all the crazy shit. I mean, it's a very different Arnold Schwarzenegger action movie.
Yeah.
But it's really good nonetheless. A really good movie.
The Running Man could be the most one-liners Arnold's done in one film.
Yeah, in fact, I think they might have even gone a little overboard in this movie because they realized that was a strength, so they just went ham with it.
Yeah, but you gotta love it though, man. He takes the chainsaw, goes right up that guy's Yahoo, and then they ask about him later. And he's like, "What happened to what you call?" He goes, "He had the splits." Come on, come on. But yeah, still. Action blockbuster Arnold we got going here. Still a hit. He's still it's funny because that whole futuristic game show thing that almost became a little semi-genre too later. People started making their own killer death type game movies. I know they did that before Running Man also, but Running Man it's fun. And you gotta love the fucking host from Family Feud.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, rest in peace. What you call from Jeopardy?
Mm.
What's his name?
Alex Trebek.
Yeah, rest in peace, Alex Trebek. But could you imagine in the popularity of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek playing the host in the killer game? I mean, it would have been like mind blowing.
Yeah,
but still, fun movie. A lot of comedy. Just good time. So Running Man.
Made me want to see it.
And you got exploding. What was it? Exploding neck collars.
Yes.
Yes, in prison. Why? Because it's the future. Because it's fun.
Because
you know what? I remember watching this movie, and then somebody came in. It was a friend of my sister's or something, and they came in and they saw Arnold running, and they're like, "He can't run. He can't run. Why is this run?" I was like, "Oh my god." The show is called The Running Man. And Arnold was not chosen because he's a sprinter in the fucking Olympics, you fuckhead. You dumbass. Just leave us, just leave us to watch these badass movies. If that's not your type of movie, then go watch fucking Twilight.
I love Twilight.
I'm sorry, Rob. All right, here we go. Oh, I think one of my favorite parts of Running Man, really quick before we move on. Hold on. Jose says, "Did Battle Royale get it from this movie?" It's possible.
Battle Royale.
It's possible. The Japanese controversial flick that I was telling you about, Rob, that got banned in Japan, had the exploding collars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right. Oh, somebody mentioned earlier that, Rob, they were trying to let you know that Van Damme was originally cast to be in the Predator suit, in the original suit. Did you know that?
Yes, I did.
That is hilarious, and I'm so glad that did not work out.
Under the suit, I'm wearing silk underwear.
Oh, God. Fluffy says Arnold's brother is in the movie The Running Man. His brother's in there? I did not know that. Do you know of his friend? If you're a big Arnold fan, chat, I'm sure you guys know. But if you watch enough Arnold movies that I have, you always see the same guy in the background either getting killed or beat up. I don't know if you've got to notice this, but he is a buddy of Arnold. He's a weightlifting buddy. His name is Sven Olsen, and he's a stuntman. I know he's huge, but he's a stuntman also. You'll see him in On Deadly Ground fighting Seagal. You'll see him in Hard Target fighting Van Damme. Look for him. If you see him, if you pay attention and see who he is, you will see him in every single Arnold movie getting killed. It's fucking hilarious. You have the scene here. I'll help you guys out. In Predator, when he kicks the door in, right? And he shoots the guy, and the guy goes flying out, and he goes knock, knock, and then he shoots the guy. That's Sven. That's Sven. Also in Conan the Barbarian, the dude with the big hammer, the huge guy with the big, gigantic hammer, that was one of his enemies that fought Conan.
Mm-hmm.
That's Sven. That's Sven. So you will see him. Even if he has a helmet on, you'll notice him. Look, there you go. Sven O. Thorson. That's his name. Thank you. He is the main gladiator. Oh, here you go. He is the main gladiator that fights Russell Crowe in when they had the tigers out.
Ah,
huge guy. I salute you. That's Sven. Sven's been around. He's been around, but yeah, the more Arnold movies you watch, you'll start noticing him, and it's pretty funny because he's getting killed in every movie. All right, we got Red Heat. Rob, take it away. Red Heat, 1988.
All right, this is one of Schwarzenegger's movies I have not seen. Did not see Red Heat.
Really?
Wait, does he play a Russian in this one?
He played a Russian and had a horrible Russian accent, but that's part of it.
I did see it. I don't remember anything.
Okay. It's a fun, violent, because 80s, R-rated, violent action flick. Kind of a buddy cop film starring James Belushi. So basically, it's a tough Russian policeman is forced to partner up with a cocky Chicago police detective when he is sent to Chicago to apprehend a drug lord who killed his partner and fled the country. It's definitely a lot of fun. I don't know about, I like it a lot more than Raw Deal, but if you want a lot of action and a lot of violence, and it's directed by Walter Hill, who did The Warriors and another 48 Hours and 48 Hours movies. He directed Red Heat. So it's a fun time. It's fun.
All right.
We'll keep it going.
Whiskey in a wine glass.
What are you drinking, man?
Whiskey in a wine glass.
Ooh.
Yeah. I ran out of regular glasses. So I had a big wine glass.
So still Arnold's career is still on a high. He's still the man.
Mm-hmm.
Twins, Rob, 1988, same year.
Love it.
Twins.
Love Twins.
Julius.
So funny.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I finally found you, Julius. Oh my God, I'm your twin brother. Oh yeah, I know. I mean, the minute I saw you, it looked like I was looking in a mirror. The movie is so funny.
Like, so that came out before Total Recall?
Yeah. 1988.
Wow. I thought that came out after. That's crazy.
Love Twins.
Was Twins the movie? I mean, Arnold obviously had his comedic moments with the one-liners throughout his career, but is that the movie where people go, dude, Arnold could just straight do comedies? Was that the first movie?
Yeah. This was the first movie to show him outside of his element, and he did well. He did really good. It's really funny.
Yeah.
He kind of he plays like a big oaf in the movie. He's very innocent.
Yeah.
Doesn't think bad of anybody. Doesn't even get violent. Doesn't like to get violent. Even says so in the movie. His brother, played by Danny DeVito, is he's Danny DeVito. What else can you say?
Yeah.
But it is an odd couple, an odd pairing that works so well.
Yeah.
And because it's an odd pairing, and it's a fun movie. If you've never seen it, I highly recommend it. Twins is really good.
I just love how the mob was trying to fuck with Danny, and Danny was telling the guy, "Hey, this is my brother Julius right here," and then Julius picks up the guy, throws him in the elevator shaft. In the elevator, and he bounces off. And yeah, the elevator doors are slowly closing, and Danny DeVito sticks his head in, and he goes, "That's right. You tell your boss he messes with me, he messes with my whole family." It's great. Great movie. Oh, shots fired in that movie too. Do you remember that scene when the Rambo 3 poster was in the background?
Yes, I do.
Yes, because him and Stallone had a friendly rivalry going back and forth.
Yeah.
So there's a scene where Arnold's walking around, and in the background, because Rambo 3 came out around that time, is a big Rambo 3 banner. And Arnold looks at it, laughs, and shakes his head, and that's the scene.
What that reminds me, what movie was it? Back to the Future? It was some sort of time travel movie where they show the Terminator poster, but it's Stallone.
Last Action Hero.
Was it the last? It was the Last Action Hero. Okay, we'll
Yeah.
get to that later, I guess.
He goes into a Blockbuster, and it says there's a Terminator 2 stand-up cutout. And Arnold and the kid are looking at it, and it's Stallone.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's pretty funny. Leo, you can get a chance to watch that yet, huh?
Action Hero?
Yeah.
Nah, man.
Schwarzenegger's best movie. You don't know what you're missing.
Damn.
Very underrated. Very underrated flick.
I've seen Twins. It's been so long though. I saw it a long time ago.
Oh, since we're talking about Arnie, I did not know this. This blew my mind. I'm sure, Rob, you already know this. And Chad probably knows, but I got to talk about it anyway. This blew my mind. Did you know, because of the friendly rivalry him and Stallone had, did you know one of Stallone's worst films, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot, was because of Arnold? Did you know that?
No, I did not know that, actually.
So basically, Arnold basically kind of played a joke and kind of made like he was going to be the star of the film, but then he turned it down just so Stallone will take the part. So Stallone rushed to take that role because he was just like, well, Arnold doesn't want it, I'll take it, right? And it ended up becoming one of the biggest bombs of Stallone's career.
My God.
That was Arnold. That was a joke, bro. Oh, seriously, that was Arnold setting Stallone up. You can read it on it. You can look it up. I'm not making it.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Look, see, other people know about it. They know about it. But yeah, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Maybe we'll talk about that more with the Slies stream. We'll talk about Slies movies. All right, let's keep it going. Tales from the Crypt. He was on that show. I did not know.
He had a brief cameo.
Oh, big one right here. Big one right here. Arnold still, so far in his career, is on top. He is the blockbuster king. We have Recall. Total Recall, 1990.
Woo! movie. I
That's
love
in my that's in my top 3 favorite Arnold films ever, right here.
Dude.
See you at the party, Richter.
Yes. Yes. Holding Michael Ironside's arms because his arms got ripped off. And then he just throws the arms down. I mean, oh man. This fucking with people using the hologram trickery to fuck with the soldiers to shoot them.
Real Quaid.
So here's the real question. Was it all a dream? Did any of the film happen? Because clearly there's two theories.
Yeah.
Clearly, one is the film just happened exactly as we saw it.
Right.
He woke up and blah blah blah. Or was it just his secret agent's memory playing out? Because by the end of the film, it's a little coincidental, the whole seeing Melina,
Right.
Okay, in the thing where she's like, "Oh, what kind of woman do you like?" And he's like, "Brunette," and demure, and he's like naming it. And then as he's falling asleep, he sees her. Well, maybe that could just be his mind playing tricks on him. I don't know, whatever. But then at the end of the movie, right, end of the movie, they kiss, right, and she says something. He goes, "Oh no, I just had a terrible thought. What if this was all a dream?" He literally fucking says this. And she says, "Oh, well, you better kiss me now before you wake up." They kiss. The whole screen goes white.
Yeah.
The movie ends, right?
Yeah. No.
Was it all a dream?
I'm glad you brought that up, man, because it's still, I think the movie, they ended it that way to make us still debate how many years later.
Uh-huh.
You know, it's a great sci-fi action flick, one of Paul Verhoeven's best movies, period.
Yeah, it's based on a book too. I want to read the book because I heard the book is even more of a mindfuck in terms of how they kind of set up that whole ambiguous ending.
Yeah.
So, but I think it was a dream.
Yeah.
Man.
Which is such a letdown when you think, not a letdown in that it was a dream, but you're like, God, really?
Yeah.
None of that happened. There was no 3-breasted woman. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
It was a little.
He gets up. He's a construction guy, right? So then out of nowhere, he knows how to, I mean, I know the whole story is that he was once Hauser.
Right.
The whole brainwashing thing. But yeah, I think it was a dream. It just kind of makes sense when you think that all this shit starts happening right as he goes under.
Yeah.
And I think the reason Melina is a big deal is because it's the last thing he sees when thinking about the woman he likes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. And remember in the beginning of the movie, he actually has a dream about her.
Yeah.
Right.
Only, yeah. So,
and it's them on Mars. So maybe that was just him. I don't know.
Well,
that continuity confuses me from having the dream of her and then seeing her on the screen as he's passing out, describing the type of woman he likes. And then once he wakes up, then all the stuff starts happening. But Melina is still like this core centerpiece of everything.
Hey, Quaid, you remember me? I love that guy.
That bastard, Benny.
I got 5 kids to feed.
I'm gonna drill you.
No, I love it. He goes, I got 4 kids to feed. What happened to number 5? Ah, shit. You got it. Put your motherfucking hands up.
But yeah, don't forget also, it's like he had that dream of athletic demure meat. What's her name? What's her name again?
Melina.
He had that multiple times because even Sharon Stone's like, "Is it the brunette again?"
Right. He had multiple dreams. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Here we go. Thanks, Jonesy Cat. Screw you.
Yep.
That's a good one. That's a good line.
Great visuals for its time and practical effects. With what you call
great practical effects.
What's his name coming out of the stomach? Quato.
Oh, Quato, dude, that scene. That's a powerful scene.
That's a disturbing scene.
It's a disturbing scene.
Quato reminds me of a very passive basket case.
Quato reminds me of like if Chucky the doll came out of your stomach.
Yeah,
it's literally what he always reminded me of. His face.
Oh my god!
It's kind of freaky.
I would have to say Arnold's acting in here is probably the best in his career, I believe.
Now, can we at least hand it though to the actor who died a couple years ago, the guy who played Richter. The
villain.
He might very well be the best villain Arnold has ever.
Michael Ironside, yeah.
You know, like another guy to go up against in the film. He fucking like gave Arnold a run for his money, and just I don't know. I mean, he wasn't like brute, muscular badass, but he just like didn't give a fuck. I felt like in the movie. I loved his character.
Yeah,
Michael Ironside's the best.
Yeah. He elevated. I think he elevated Schwarzenegger's performance.
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah,
Michael Ironside passed away.
Oh my god! Look what Sexy Sumo said. He said my hernia looks like Quato. Oh man! Oh, that's good.
Well,
I have to say, if it was a dream, though, I mean, that's better. You get to wake up next to Sharon Stone again. So
that's right. Come on, baby. You're the girl of my dreams.
I know.
Consider that a divorce.
That was great. That was your wife? What a bitch.
Oh man. It's just all the lines we could possibly think of right now.
It's a classic. Horrible Nintendo 8-bit video game. But
oh yeah.
Definitely one of my favorite films.
Now, before we move on, I didn't even bother watching the remake.
Oh yeah, you don't.
Yeah, I watched it.
Rob, thoughts?
Kate Beckinsale's in it, and she pretty much plays Richter's role. I mean, what's his face is in it? God,
Cranston.
Bryan Cranston's in it. He does well.
It's one of those things, like I was saying about RoboCop. Like, it's not, if you go into the remake not with such a prejudice of the original, and just wanting it to be as good as the original.
Yeah, if you saw the original, there's no way you're gonna like the remake.
Right.
Okay.
But if you like it if you just watch it for the film that it is and pretend this was the first time you've ever seen this story.
Yeah.
You know, and don't compare it to the original.
Did it do well? Do you guys know if it did well?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I mean,
it was PG-13.
He can't catch a break.
It was a PG-13 too, right?
Yeah, it was.
Ugh.
And there was robots in it and shit. Yeah.
Speaking of remakes, wasn't there a rumor going around that they were going to remake Twins? Or did they do
what?
I hope not.
God,
yeah,
why?
Kevin Hart and somebody else, I thought.
Kevin Hart and The Rock?
Oh,
I wouldn't hate a Kevin Hart Rock Twins movie, to be honest.
Eddie Murphy?
Kind of true, actually.
Yeah. Just stop with the remakes. All right. Continuing with his comedic chops, we got 1990. Man, dude, every year he's got 2 hits. This is insane. So 1990, Total Recall, and then right after that we got Kindergarten Cop.
Oh yes, Kindergarten Cop. Okay, you got to imagine. Okay, so this is 1990. I'm like 4 years old, right?
Same director, Ivan Reitman, that did Twins. There you go.
Ivan Reitman, really?
Yeah. Go ahead, Leo.
God, dude, what's not to say about Kindergarten Cop? Kindergarten Cop is one of those movies that I feel like you just is under the radar.
Yeah.
With Arnold, because you're thinking pure action. You know, you go from Conan the Barbarian to Commando to Predator, Terminator, Kindergarten Cop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of but the thing is it's not just your atypical family film. This is like has some darkness to it, a little dark side to it. This is a good movie. You know what I mean?
Party pooper.
You know, you have basically, if you haven't seen the movie, he's a cop. And obviously, something happens, and he's got to go undercover and become a teacher. You know what I mean? Pretend he's a teacher because this kid is has this crazy ass dad that just got out of prison, and he's got to go protect him, kind of thing, and what have you. But it's actually a good movie, and you got lines, that it's not a tumor, like lines that you can remember and recite from the film for forever. So. I loved it. I was a kid seeing this in the movie theater when I was like 4 or 5 years old,
Unfortunately, because we can't have nice things. Unfortunately, we can't enjoy, a fun, heartwarming family movie with a little bit of violence. There's always got to be some bullshit. I remember the controversy that came out when this movie came out.
There's a
People
lot of
were like,
violence.
it's too violent to be a cat's mother.
It's pretty,
Like, Jesus.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that ending scene, you know, there's like she like beats up the old lady with like a bat. You know what I mean? Like the mom of the, you know, and there's
Stop
gun
being
wounds.
trophies.
The mom drives her car into Arnold's partner and like runs her over. I mean, it's actually kind of a pretty violent. I don't know. You kind of think about it. I mean, for being a family film, it's actually pretty bad. But yeah, whatever.
It's still a fun movie, and I have
love
not seen Kindergarten Cop 2 starring Dolph Lundgren.
Don't.
I don't know. Maybe I know. Don't. I was thinking about it, Rob. Right now, is it really that bad? But I'll save it for I'll someone else maybe later with that movie. I don't want to torture you too much, or do I?
Well, let's see what you have to say after you see the core.
All right. No, it's fun. Torture each other. It's fun.
Is what I think coming up next. Because this one I'm really excited to talk
This
about.
is his worst film.
Oh, then it is what I think is coming up next.
Yeah. Terminator 2 is garbage. Go ahead, Rob. Take it.
I mean, here's another movie that the minute it comes on, I'd rather see the best Arnold Schwarzenegger movie ever made, Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen Terminator 2. I just want to see Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
So,
and it's basically just a fucking remake of the first movie. It's the same thing from beginning to end. So fuck this movie.
Stop. Of course.
you can't even play along. You can't even play along.
I can't even do it.
I'm getting mad.
It is, and I'm just. I know, Rob. There's like it is the great. It is so epic. Every time I watch it, every time I catch it, or I just decide to watch it, I'm instantly reminded: do I like any other movie better than this film?
It hooks you there. No, you can see it 100 times. It's one of those rare movies you never get tired of watching it, and it still stands to this day. And I consider this the end of the Terminator series. Everything after this to me is absolute garbage.
Yeah,
in the Terminator saga.
Yeah, and man. Just the visual effects, Industrial Light and Magic were on point at that part, a point in their career. These special effects, the little tech demo was The Abyss, where they kind of played around with that visual effects with the CGI, and then they used that and then created T-1000 and Terminator 2. Again, one of James Cameron's best films before he ended up ruining his career later with Avatar. But the movie is just it's like the perfect sequel.
Yes,
it just did
the perfect sequel.
Right.
Yes,
it did everything right. And another, just like Ellen Ripley, you see the progression of her character from Alien all the way to Aliens. Sarah Connor's progression, Terminator 2. This is how you do a badass female character done right. This is those are the two examples. There's more than that.
Nothing against Ripley, but
yeah,
Ripley was cool.
Yeah.
Sarah Connor was a fucking badass.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
she was almost the real Terminator.
Right.
Especially by the third act of the movie.
Oh yeah.
She was hunting Dyson. She was almost like her own Terminator. That's how badass she was.
And this was at the time, I believe, when Linda Hamilton and James Cameron were an item, right? If I'm not mistaken. So Linda Hamilton and James Cameron were dating or something at this time. And it was crazy to see the character progression, like you said, going from Terminator 1 to Terminator 2. I know we're talking about Linda Hamilton. It's hard not to talk about Linda Hamilton with Terminator 2 because I really, as awesome as Schwarzenegger's performance was in this, Linda Hamilton made this film.
Oh, yeah.
And honestly, Edward Furlong kind of made this film too. I mean, John Connor, the performance of John Connor was so damn good. It was just, it was the perfect film. All the main characters were so perfect.
Dipshit.
Yeah.
Did you know a dipshit?
It did.
I think the reason also is because her character is pretty much the only character from the first film outside of the psychologist from the precinct.
Yeah.
But technically, she's really, in terms of story and development and narrative, she's the only carryover. So you got to see her progression. You got to see what motivated her to become so brave when she was so docile in the first one. And quick trivia, let's see if any of you guys know this. The scene where the nuclear bomb explodes, where she's having the dream, the Sarah Connor in the park is Linda Hamilton's twin sister.
That's right. And what a great iconic scene that was, man.
That scared the shit out of me.
The sexy Sexy Sim says Terminator 2 would have been better if Will Smith was in it. I know Leo agrees. You know, someone else, I think his name is Salviero, and it said, and it's funny. I actually agree. I know a lot of people don't agree with me, and we'll get to this, but I want to at least acknowledge your comment. I don't hate Terminator 3. I did originally, and I know pretty much everyone did originally, and
I don't hate it.
Most of that residual feeling towards Terminator 3 has lasted. But as all these shittier Terminator films have come out, I'm like, damn, was Terminator 3 really that bad? And what was it really that bad? You know, it actually I like oh, we'll get there. Yeah.
Hint, hint, future video. But Terminator 2, the stunt work.
God. And Robert Patrick. Someone mentioned Robert Patrick.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Robert Patrick was great.
Yeah. Very, and if he wanted to be very innocent, friendly looking. See, I don't think Arnold could have pulled that off. Hey,
in the 80s, yeah.
Where you kids friendly face? I don't think Arnold could pull that off, but Patrick just fantastic.
Can we talk about
how do you run that fast and keep a straight face?
Yeah,
I know, right?
Incredible.
One of the best scenes. Still one of the best scenes of Robert Patrick chasing John Connor from the arcade all the way to the big rig and the chase and the motorcycle. I mean, what a scene from beginning to end.
With flip that rifle around, reload it while flipping it.
I love that shit.
So
futuristic John Wayne from True Grit.
Yeah.
But dude, the stunt work, bro. Jesus Christ. The stunt work in this movie is insane.
Yeah.
I love how he, T-1000 crashes the bike out of the window through the building, lands on the helicopter, bashes his head through the windshield, and then morphs into the as himself in the next seat sitting next to the pilot.
Yeah.
And the pilot's like, fuck this, I'm jumping out. That was hilarious. But just so many iconic scenes with Arnold with the Gatling gun. I mean,
I feel like this was a jumping point too for Arnold, where I don't know. I feel like there was a difference, and again, I point to The Rock only because he's like this modern day, and I look at these parallels between their careers. Terminator 2 is just a point in Arnold's career where all of a sudden you just really took him even more seriously as an actor. He did so freaking good with that role. I felt like Total Recall and all these other movies, like he's just kind of running and going to different places and doing shit and shooting people, and you don't have to really be a good actor for those roles. But believe it or not, for the role of the Terminator in this film, as opposed to the first one where he's just basically doing the same things he's doing in the other movies, just mindlessly going forward and killing things. Yeah. This was a movie where there were certain scenes between him and Edward Furlong where you could really see a shift in his acting ability. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what made it an impressive acting performance is that he had to act as a machine learning to be human.
Yeah.
That's kind of hard. Mm-hmm. So you hit the nail on the head, because that's not as easy as it may look. And the other thing about this movie that is just amazing, you go back to the effects, the music once again.
Oh yeah.
And the music, I love movie music, is always like so epic.
Yeah.
And the music in this movie is really good. And it's also it's not a happy ending.
No.
You know what I mean? It's not necessarily a happy ending. I mean, you see what the future, and that's why I consider it the end, because it's like, you don't know how things are going to turn out. And I think that's why the later movies ruin it for me, because they try to put an ending on it, and then they always twist around, and the next movie goes back to the future again and changes the future.
Yeah.
This is why I look at the Terminator 2 as the definitive ending, because to me, and it's ambiguous ending, which makes it very effective because you don't know how the future is going to play out. Other thing is, I don't know if you were able to, Leo, but Preston, did you see this when it first came out in the theaters?
Unfortunately, no, man.
Okay, let me tell you what was very effective.
Okay.
Going into this movie when it was first coming out, everyone knew there were two Terminators, and everyone knew Arnold Schwarzenegger was in it. Nobody at the time knew that Arnold Schwarzenegger was going to be a hero.
Right.
So very effective marketing, because that first scene where Edward Furlong comes out of that hallway and you see both of them converging on him, as a first-time viewer in the theater, you don't know which one's the good one.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't know which one's a good one. So I remember seeing that in the theater and thinking to myself, who the fuck is it? And I thought to myself, it's got to be Robert Patrick as the good guy, because Terminator is always the bad guy.
Right.
And then right as I was thinking that, you see him pull out the shotgun, and I'm like, oh no. And then you see Robert Patrick pull out the handgun, and then you see Arnold.
Get down.
I remember seeing this in the theater. Arnold says, get down. Yeah. The theater blew up because everybody was happy that the Terminator was the good guy.
Oh,
it was
man.
insane, dude.
Epic.
Damn, dude. That is
an epic story, movie theater story, man. Wow.
That was I remember that to this day. That's one of the things I loved about this movie, was being able to see it for the first time, not knowing who the good Terminator was.
Wow.
I never even knew that.
That makes me feel good.
Yeah, it does.
And also, don't forget, one of the best teaser trailers of all time was for You go back and find that trailer online, guys. They just show an awesome, you just show them building a T800.
Right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Matteo Batglia says, except the first trailer for it ruined the surprise. I don't know which trailer you're talking about, but the only trailer I saw for Terminator 2 was the one that you just described.
Yeah.
It was them building the T800 or the T1000 or whatever. So I don't know. But I know when I went into the theater to see it, myself and everybody in the audience were on the edge of their seat wondering which one was the good one.
Because I know they come out with previews of the movie, but after the film has been released.
Yeah.
That could be maybe what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I know the teaser trailer, they wouldn't have given it away.
Unlike the trailer for Terminator Genisys, where they blatantly ruin the fact that John Connor is the bad guy. They show John Connor being the bad guy in the fucking trailer.
Yeah.
Really, guys? Whose decision was that? All right, next up.
Let's somehow continue.
Yeah. Hold on real quick. I want to address something. T-1000 killed a cop right away. That's true, but you got to understand. Remember, you got to put yourself in the mindset of seeing this movie for the first time, remembering what Terminators do. We already knew. All right, going into this sequel, you know the Terminators are killers. So seeing the T-1000 killing a cop in the beginning, but remember, you also saw the Terminator beat the shit out of a bar full of bikers.
Oh, that's right.
You don't know, and you can say, well, yeah, but he didn't kill the bikers. But remember, that's now in hindsight. When you're watching it for the first time, not knowing, you still don't know which one of them are good. Just because one killed a cop and another one beat the shit out of a group of people doesn't mean you automatically assume that's the good one. You do not know in the beginning, even after they both land, you're seeing it for the first time ever, knowing in your mind Terminators are killers. One came in, killed the cop. One came in, beat the shit out of people. For all you know, they're both going after John Connor. So try to take that out. Remember, put in your mind. I'm seeing this for the first time ever.
This is also a time period. Again, we're really spoiled these days. You know, we get to talk about it live on live video. We get to see a preview, and 40 billion people are talking about it on Facebook and just dissecting it. And what could it mean? You know, this is a time period where you saw a preview or some shit, and you didn't have someone to go talk to. You didn't have 48,000 people to go talk to about it online right away. Get the answer. You know, you all went your merry ways, and then maybe talked about it with your buddy over at, roller skate land over there, the grand opening of Walmart. You
The
know,
perfect example is no, you're right, Leo. But the perfect example is Terminator Genisys, where they blatantly showed who the villain was. They blatantly showed, like, really, you ruined that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that trailer for Terminator 2 was awesome because they didn't show anything. Now we're gonna skip through a couple of other projects he did, some music video appearances and stuff like that. With Guns N' Roses, the classic song.
Oh yeah, You Can Be Mine.
Yeah. That they tried to bring back for nostalgia purposes in Terminator Salvation and failed. They failed at that. When Christian Bale plays the radio and that song comes on, no, stop it.
Yeah.
Here's 57 people watching. Thank you for joining us.
So what was right after Terminator 2? What was
the big one?
It was a few years. Okay.
1993. Everything else is like music video appearances and stuff, like small stuff.
Until 94, right?
Well, 93, Last Action Hero came out.
But I mean, then yeah.
So John McTiernan, director of Die Hard, returns. Again, you got an all here. Corey Abraham.
Come back to us, Samurai. Come back to us.
Let me know when I'm back.
You're back, buddy.
I'm gonna take a quick BRB to grab a drink. I'll be right back because I want to make sure I get my drink before we get to True Lies.
All right.
Well, you better hurry up for that one.
You want me to keep talking about Last Action Hero?
My favorite, my number 2 favorite Schwarzenegger film. Well, I know we kind of need. Looks like it's just you, Mr. Samurai, talking about Last Action Hero.
All right. Well, I'm not going to ruin it too much. I'm not going to ruin it too much, chat, because Retro Leo has not seen Last Action Hero yet. He's catching up.
I remember when it came out, and I remember there's a lot of things I remember of the 90s and early 2000s before the internet took over. And that's the chatter of films and what the consensus was. And I remember during that time period, people weren't too sold on the film.
No, it didn't do that. It didn't do as well as they wanted. I believe Stallone's Cliffhanger also came out that year, but that didn't make as much money as they wanted also. But chat, I don't know if you guys remember this, but the real reason Last Action Hero wasn't a gigantic hit is because some small unknown named movie called Jurassic Park came out that year. Yeah, that destroyed any competition. No one was going to beat Jurassic Park that year.
Fluffy Pig Monster said that Last Action Hero is a parody of himself.
Yes,
which is true. It's pretty much, obviously I heard, it's from what I always understood, it was a parody of action films, and I want to see it now. I'm excited to see it because I feel like I'm gonna like it.
You will like it. You will like it. But Tom Noonan plays the Ripper. He's great in here.
Noonan.
Yeah, he's in here, and you got a little small role with Anthony Quinn. Here's a nice little fun fact. Ian McKellen. I'm not going to spoil it for you, Leo, but Ian McKellen plays Death in this movie.
Magneto.
Right. Yes, he plays Death. Yes.
He plays Death.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything more, Leo, but here's the plot, the basic plot. You kind of already know, Leo, but just for the newbies, says with the help of a magic ticket, he found a magic ticket. I couldn't resist, chat. I couldn't resist. Okay, don't worry, I'm not going to sing anymore.
I got a golden ticket.
A magic movie ticket. We're just going to sing till Rob gets back. No, just kidding.
Come back, Rob, and join us before we kill ourselves.
With the help of a magic ticket, a young movie fan is transported into the fictional world of his favorite action movie character. That's right. And I kind of was the same way too at first. When I first saw it, Big Bad Wolf says the real hero of the stream is Rob's chair. Rob's chair. Rob's chair. Rob's chair.
We all can't be as good as Rob's chair. We're trying. We're trying to entertain you.
Ice that guy. Cone of phrase. Oh, yeah. Tons of cheese, but on purpose cheese, especially the I'll be back one-liners and all that stuff. So, Leo, you'll get a kick out of it. It's fun. But even at first, when I first saw the movie in theater, I kind of had ridiculously high expectations. What are you laughing at?
Big Bad Wolf's comment. With the help of a magic chair, the stream was saved.
Yeah. So anyway,
That shit's funny.
I remember some people are telling us keep singing. I don't know. We might lose everyone.
I know we don't want to lose you guys.
Yeah. Well, if you sing, Leo, you probably gain some chat people. But anyway, I remember I was had ridiculously high expectations when I saw it. So I remember I was okay with it. It wasn't until it came out on video and I watched it again later that I really appreciated the movie and what it was trying to do. Oh, thank God. Rob saved the stream. He's back.
Thank God.
God.
I was about to take bets. Did he go number 2 or did he get a drink?
People were saying your chair was the star of the stream.
Yeah, my stream. Yeah, my people know that.
Yeah.
They always wait for me to get up because they're excited to see Cherry.
Cherry.
It's Cherry.
Jose Velasquez, I promise we will not sing another note tonight.
Oh man, but yeah, it's pretty much what the gist is of that movie, Leo. I think you'll enjoy it.
So is
All
what next? Is the good one next?
Keep
No,
it going.
The
Keep
new
it
Rob to talk about?
rocking and rolling. Next up, we have. All right, Rob, True Lies, 1994.
Oh, I love this
Another
movie.
great, awesome James Cameron movie before he ruined his career with Avatar. I'm going to keep saying
Stop
it.
saying that.
Avatar didn't ruin his career. If anything, it enhanced it. He's the only director I know to be filming a sequel for 10 years and still be relevant.
Hey, before Avengers
Yes,
Endgame came out,
yes.
he had the top 2 grossing films of all time in Titanic and Avatar.
Yes.
And look,
Before
to
Endgame
be
had to mess
fair,
it up.
and Avengers had to come out a second time in the theater just to beat him.
Yes.
Avengers needed 22 films prior to,
Yes.
to become
To set
number
something
one.
up, yeah.
However, that 10 years it took to make Avatar took James Cameron away from us from making other good movies. Oh, hell.
Well, yeah, maybe.
What? This is my channel. I won. Let's keep it going.
Okay,
Rob, go ahead. True Lies.
I yield until Friday.
True Lies, the perfect film.
Oh man, True Lies is so good. It takes him out of the field, like in the army, and puts him into the what is it, espionage they call it?
It's a spy flick.
Yeah, it's a great opening scene,
Yes.
right? Where he's kind of going and he's undercover. The host, Jamie Lee Curtis scene. Oh,
Right.
Now-
Jesus.
now look, for those of you who've seen this movie and you admire that scene with Jamie Lee Curtis, if you want to see what's under the veil, go see Trading Places because she is completely topless in that movie multiple times, and I can tell you, they are absolutely beautiful.
Well, I
Was
mean,
there really her ass in True Lies?
Jonesy
Yeah.
Cat says he's basically James Bond, which is true.
Yeah.
He's basically James Bond, Arnold.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
but I can't think of a better action comedy hybrid film. It is
absolutely.
perfect.
And much props to Tom Arnold because he was great in this movie.
Yes.
Oh,
Probably
yeah.
the only movie he was really good in.
Yes. Yeah. His comedic timing was perfect in this movie.
Yeah. And don't
But-
forget Bill Paxton.
Oh,
Oh,
Paxton.
the salesman.
Oh,
I got a little dick. It's pathetic.
I'm
Yeah.
navel lint.
Tits as smooth as a baby boy's ass. Whoosh.
Oh man.
Everyone's great. Jamie Lee Curtis is great
No,
too.
no. Actually, the line I got it wrong. It was ass as smooth as a 10-year-old boy. That's what he said.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I
And
love
then they kidnap her almost and make her think that she's undercover for some secret agency. I mean, it's just such a good movie, man.
Yeah.
But Arnold, his chops, that's what I'm saying. This is the movie I was talking about where he proves rock level charisma and comedic timing mixed with just pure action, action star. It was just this movie, even now, him flying the Harrier at the end. Are you kidding me? That whole
that's so
Harrier
good.
scene, just freaking bet. I mean, this is just such a good movie. I can't.
And you know what's funny about that part? While he's trying to fly the Harrier, Tom Arnold's like, "Oh, don't worry, he's a little rusty. He'll get it." He's like giving play-by-play as to how he's flying the jet.
Oh,
So
Tia
good,
Carrere was hot too, by the way.
huh?
Who? Oh,
Tia
Tia
Carrere.
Carrere. Man,
She was hot too in the movie.
yes,
Yeah, Tia Carrere's short-lived career, but yep, she is good.
yeah.
Just everything worked.
Yeah, this is a good movie. So much fun. Even the dorky guy had a bit of a heroic scene where he pulls the gun out of the camera and blasts the guys in the building.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool.
Mhm.
But man, those two together, like in the van while he's on mission and they're bantering. Oh man, I'm gonna watch that movie tonight.
I was watching it right before the stream, dude.
Oh, dude,
literally.
I love that movie.
I think I paused it at the Jamie Lee Curtis scene.
Yo, dude, go see Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. She's completely topless in that movie.
Another great
movie. A prostitute.
Yeah, another great movie. I have a theory. We won't get into that because we want to keep moving. But it's sad why that movie is not on Blu-ray right now.
It doesn't make sense.
It's sad. Fuck that. It's sad that this movie's not even in 4K.
Right.
It's just really sad. But
what is the reason for that? Is there some type of distribution?
I have a theory, but I don't want to get into it. I mean, do you want to hear my theory? And then we'll move on?
Please. You got me intrigued now.
Okay, my theory is this was pre 9/11.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So that's my theory. And everyone after 9/11, you notice when it came to terrorists or terrorism in movies, we're taken a little differently.
Yeah.
And in terms of we may not put this movie out there for worldwide distribution, and now everyone's offended now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Instead of just going in and watching a fun action flick, and you're not supposed to take it seriously. The guy's flying around with no cockpit and a Harrier right next to buildings, and the glass isn't breaking when he's just flying next to it. You're supposed to, just turn your brain off and have
suspend belief for a bit.
Yeah, that's what the movie is.
Yeah.
And they even they had a Middle Eastern guy on the team also. Yeah. He was one of the good guys.
Yeah.
But Fluffy Pig agrees with me. Unfortunately, I think that's my theory. I could be completely wrong, though. Maybe it's some kind of distribution reason.
But I mean, is there no
Cameron, who's the biggest director of all time? That movie, for some reason, is not on Blu-ray. It's sad.
Are there
it is if you want to import it, though.
Well, I have
Agregadas.
Are there no other movies that have depicted terrorism or terrorists
in a comedic way? You mean in a comedic way?
I mean, I don't think that there's any part of the movie that's depicts the terrorism part of as comedic. I don't think there's, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's obviously very funny parts of the movie, but I don't think at one point they make light of the terrorism part.
Wow, you can't even watch it on Amazon Prime. It's not available.
I mean, that's like saying like any film. I don't know. That's just kind of weird to me. I think it's definitely it definitely makes sense as to why that would be the reason. It's a fucking shitty reason, in my opinion, because I just feel like it'd be one thing if they were like making fun of the terrorism part of it, or the terrorists, or making light of that.
Well, they kind of were a little. I mean, they had goofy moments like he does his big speech and the camera guy goes, "I'm out of batteries." But it's a comedy, though.
Right.
It's supposed to be funny.
Right.
The whole movie's a joke. The whole movie's supposed to be funny.
Yeah.
But
makes sense though. Makes sense.
So unfortunately, so I got this crappy bootleg for now. That's all I could put up with.
James Cameron said he didn't want to do a sequel to it because after 9/11, terrorism just wasn't funny anymore.
Batter Aziz
says the Briscoe.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's possible, but that's.
And then Jonesy Cat says, you can still have Naked Gun, which has a full-blown terror plot in the open.
That's true.
Do you see what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm just like, what? Are we just at a point? We should do a live stream about this. At what point are we just are we just going to outlaw all film? Because you could take something of every movie and say it offends someone or something.
Yeah.
100 years from now, I shit you not, no one will be talking about movies anymore because no one will even know what movies are. They'll just be stricken from reality.
Fluffy Pig, I married Rambo.
That's a good line. That's a good line.
All right. True Lies is still an action comedy classic, in my opinion. If you guys have not seen it, please go out and try to find a way to see it, even if you got to buy the fucking DVD. If you can find it, buy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
It's a action comedy, not to be taken seriously. Enjoy it. It is one of the best in Cameron's, Jamie Lee Curtis, and Arnold's career, definitely. All right. Now, I have not seen this. I hope Rob does not challenge me with this. Junior, 1994.
I saw this one time.
No challenge. I have not seen it.
Yeah, I think I saw it one time when I was like 8.
Okay. Is
Or
this
9.
legitimately funny?
10. I mean, I can remember it just being like, I mean, what's a 10-year-old find funny? I think it must have been 8, 9, or 10. I'd watched the movie. You know, it's just a guy somehow becomes pregnant. I can't even remember exactly why or how or what the explanation was, but it just kind of, you know, I don't remember it being anything. You know, it wasn't anything memorable or.
Oh wow! Check this out. So Ivan Reitman again, from Twins, Kindergarten Cop. He teams up with Arnold again in this one, doing the legitimate comedy again. And looks like they tried to obviously bring back the magical charisma that him and Danny DeVito had in Twins, because DeVito is in this. But it says here, as part of a fertility male to see in his own.
We got it.
Is 6 out of.
Come back to us, Preston.
Oh shit! Am I back now? Let me know when I'm back. Let me know.
It all began when you began the synopsis.
Okay. Sorry, I'll repeat it real quick. As part of a fertility research project, a male scientist agrees to carry a pregnancy in his own body.
Okay.
4.6 out of 10. Ouch.
Yeah. I remember it being pretty, it definitely wasn't anything. I remember when you're like 8, 9, 10, you remember movies. I remember seeing Terminator real young. I mean, that movie's lived with me forever. I mean, Terminator 2, and yeah, Junior was not.
Is this the beginning of the end, Rob?
Yes. He has a couple of decent movies after this, but this is probably the beginning of the end.
This was the downfall. Yeah.
All right, let's dive into the downfall. Leo, are you still with us, or you got to wrap it up?
I'm here. You got me for like another 20 minutes. What time is it?
Yeah, I got about another 20.
All right, cool. We'll keep it going.
What time is it? Is it like 7:40 right now?
7:42 p.m.
You got me for another 20 minutes, my boy.
Okay, cool. What was really awesome, and I know they had to update Universal Studios and take it out, but the Terminator 2 3D stunt action show at Universal Studios was really dope. And
I saw that. That was really good.
The extra footage they created. Is that the closest thing, Rob, to a legitimate sequel? After 2.
You could argue because of the narrative, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Junior, basically the beginning of the end, we have, which I thought, despite some really horribly bad CGI alligators or crocodiles, whatever the fuck they were, horrible. I thought, in terms of a violent action film, I thought Eraser was fun. That came out in 1996.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
What do you think, Rob?
It was okay. Definitely not anywhere near some of his prior hits.
No.
It was decent, but you could see a steady decline.
Yeah.
That might have been the last one.
Yeah.
There is one more of his that I really did like.
Yeah.
2 more at least.
Well, later on though, right? Like in the 2010s, yeah.
Right.
I think that was the last.
No, 99 End of Days was really good.
Okay. Well, maybe that was the end of days for him as well.
Yeah, maybe.
The highlight of that movie was the fucking railguns. The railguns were amazing, and I'm surprised not many action movies after that reuse that weapon. I don't care if it's fake. It's awesome.
Yeah. Eraser was okay. It's just when you compare it to the other movies, it's not up there. Yeah.
You know what's interesting? Sharon Stone. I'm sorry. What's her name? The actress.
Vanessa Vanessa Williams. Yeah.
Vanessa Williams. You noticed they had no love interest in that film. Did you notice that?
Mm-hmm.
So I heard behind the scenes she was actually supposed to be the love interest, but every time they got close to each other to do a love scene, they both could not stop laughing.
Wow.
So they were like, okay, fuck the love. She's just a friend that he's helping out.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they were supposed to be together. But every time they tried to do something romantic, they both kept laughing. Yeah. So they said, scratch it. Yeah. Horrible CGI crocodiles in the movie. But at least you get the fun line after he kills them. He goes, your luggage.
Your luggage.
Yeah.
Right.
Even the one-liners are starting to get bad.
I still have a hidden whatever the word is, or a guilty pleasure of his that came out in the late 90s.
All right. Now, this was actually a hit, right, Rob? Jingle All the Way, 1990.
Yeah. This is the one.
Yeah. Not for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was, it's a holiday movie. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sinbad. The formula for success is there.
Right.
It's turbo time. Yeah, the movie.
I remember liking the movie only because, the movie has some legitimate, put the cookie down. Well, it definitely has some fun moments.
The movie is actually, if you think about it, it's pretty ahead of its time in that it foreshadowed the consumerism that takes over
during the holidays,
the country during the holidays and Black Friday and all. Literally foreshadowed what Black Friday was to become. You see hordes of people standing outside of the store and they have to lift it up and they're fucking just barreling through like hyenas and banshees, you know what I'm saying? Just like going for all the stuff they can. It's funny because this was Black Friday wasn't even a thing during that time period in 99, if I'm not mistaken. This Black Friday was something that started to get marketed in the mid 2000s, you know what I mean? Like maybe late 2000s, and it was just the whole have you seen the movie, Samurai?
Yeah, I just I just did a scene from the movie earlier.
I'm
put the cookie down.
It's the whiskey. But,
but
you know who's in the movie though that people forget is the late great Phil Hartman, who was Phil Hartman was in the movie and he played kind of the neighbor that who Phil Hartman is, right?
And Jake Lloyd.
Yeah, we don't talk about Anakin Skywalker. But, that poor kid. Good God. Yeah. But it was funny. It was just a funny movie. It's one of those movies that's fun to throw into the Christmas movie repertoire to watch every year.
Yeah. It's harmless fun. But the real reason I enjoyed that movie more though is because I took my mother to go see it. She wanted to get out of the house. She was going through a hard time, and that movie really made her laugh and cheered her up, and that made me like the movie more. Is because I was with her, and she was enjoying it. So that I have good memories of that movie.
The Sexy Sumo says Turbo Man's sidekick Booster was played by Booger from Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, don't forget about the fight with what was it?
You can't bench press your way out of this one.
Fights a warehouse full of mall Santas. You remember that? And one of the Santas was Big Show.
The Big Show was there, yes.
Yeah.
Notice that how these wrestlers, you had the Andre the Giant, the one movie with Arnold. You had Big Show, and it's just crazy.
Next up is Arnold's best film, Batman and Robin, 1997.
Yeah.
Well, not only is this the best Batman film ever, but clearly the best Arnold film ever. So,
definitely. Oh, man, I saw this in theater, and it was one of those movies where I saw it with a whole bunch of homies, and we were kind of laughing at it, and that's what kind of brought us entertainment out of it. Watching it years after that, it's kind of same thing. Like, it's so bad, you can kind of find some entertainment, like ridiculous entertainment out of it. But Batman and Robin has to be, think about it. If Batman and Robin didn't fail as hard, we wouldn't have had the Nolan trilogy.
It's true.
Right?
True.
So one good thing came out of Batman and Robin, but Batman and Robin might be one of those movies where I don't know if other directors have done this, but I'm Paul Verhoeven. I screwed him up again. Joel Schumacher came out with an actual apology and apologized about Batman and Robin. Usually, directors they'll change their name and Alan Smithy directed this movie, not me, or they'll just like, oh, that didn't happen. I didn't make that movie.
Cool party.
How about Alan Mullins though? Made a good point. How about Alicia Silverstone in Leather?
Yeah, I got a funny story about that. So let me see. In the beginning credits, when they have the words and the credits swing by the screen, when George Clooney's name goes by, all the girls in the theater were like, ah, and then what's his name, Chris O'Donnell?
Mm.
When his name goes by, all the girls were screaming even higher. So the guys were like waiting. So when Alicia Silverstone's name comes by, all the guys like stood up in the theater. Oh! It was hilarious.
That's hilarious.
Oh, we got Jonesy here saying George Clooney also apologized. There you go. And I know this is perfect. This is what sums up Batman and Robin perfectly. During the filming of that movie, basically Joel Schumacher was telling the actors, "You're in a toy commercial." That's what he was telling them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't worry about it. We're here to sell toys. Don't worry about it. You're in a toy commercial.
Wow.
It's fun. There you go. That's why the movie is the way it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
The Turbo Man toy is worth about $250 on eBay if you can get the full size one.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So that's a hard little accessory hard little toy to find.
Rob, thoughts on Batman and Robin?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's just Arnold was probably one of the best things in that movie, to be quite honest. He had some pretty funny lines, but nothing could save this movie.
It's not as good as The Dark Knight, but
yeah, just barely, just barely not as good. Now, this is a horrible movie. Once again, the twilight is setting on Arnold's career.
Yeah.
He's making bad decisions. He's not the main headline in the movie. He's playing a villain. He's got corny lines.
What was it?
Something has to set eventually.
Was it that Hollywood didn't want him for action films anymore, or it was what exactly changed his trajectory to go from being action films?
The times changed. The times changed.
Yeah,
action films were not as over the top for a while there as they were when he was doing them. For some reason, there was a big tone down in that kind of shit.
They became like spy thrillers almost with Harrison Ford.
Yeah, and not only that, the action movies now are much more toned down than they were back then. There's not nearly as much blood or violent. There's much more explosions, much more jujitsu, and you know what I mean. Not just gunfire anymore, or driving cars off of cliffs with parachutes. A la Fast and the Furious.
Yeah,
different. Things changed.
Yeah. Well, don't forget though, they probably already assumed Batman and Robin was going to be a huge hit because Batman Forever was the highest grossing Batman film up to that point. Batman Forever was a smash. So you think about it. Hey, we're sequeling a smash. Arnold's here. George Clooney's hot off of ER and bullshit.
And I don't want to. Batman Forever is a whole other video we got to do of is it really that bad? Because that's a guilty pleasure of mine.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. I
don't hate Batman Forever the way everyone else hates Batman Forever.
You got another challenge video, Rob. Leo's hint towards me, so that might happen in the future.
All right.
Yeah, I think they just assumed they had a hit. I mean, even I know around that time, Arnold had this gigantic airplane. Do you remember that? He had this huge airplane that he would use to travel, and it was painted Batman and Robin colors. It advertised Batman and Robin.
Wow.
They jumped the gun. So it is what it is. Yeah. And do you remember the scene where what though? One scene was good in Batman and Robin. And that was the scene where Arnold wasn't as Freeze being over the top Arnold, freeze in hell, Batman. It wasn't any of that. You're not sending me to the cooler. Oh, by the way, one of the guards is Sven Olsen. Sven Ole Thorsen. Sven, one of the guards. I think it's Jesse Ventura and Sven. I think they're the guard when he's in prison.
It's the scene where he talks to his wife, right?
Yes, when being serious, and he's holding the jar with an ice figure of her in there, and it's spinning around. That scene right there, that could have worked if they went that route and was a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
But, it's Arnold. We got to have one-liners in.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it going. We got End of Days, Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Satan. Yes. Now, on paper, that should be the greatest movie ever made. Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Satan. I believe Gabriel Byrne played Satan in that, but that's 1999. Now, I think around that time, Arnold had a lot of health issues. And did he have like heart surgery or something? And then they were lucky they even did End of Days or something like that, Rob?
I don't remember anything about his condition.
Yeah.
I do remember liking this movie, even though it was very different for Arnold Schwarzenegger. It wasn't a action junkie. He was basically in what I would argue probably one of his first semi-dramatic roles.
Yeah.
He plays a rundown, beaten up cop, and Gabriel Byrne essentially plays the devil.
Yeah.
There's some twisted, wicked, dark scenes in this movie. Gabriel Byrne is fantastic in this movie.
He is. I love that scene at the dinner table. You remember that? Where he's Satan, so he does what he wants, and he basically makes out with that guy's wife right in front of him.
Yep.
And the guy's like, "Hey man, what the fuck?" And then he just turns
and stares at him. The guy's like,
"Okay."
Yeah. Or how about when he sleeps with the mother and daughter at the same time?
Yeah.
I mean, you want to talk about twisted, and then they literally start twisting together. Like they start like becoming one, the mother and the daughter. It's crazy. And maybe that's why I like the movie, because I like twisted movies like that and apocalyptic movies I tend to like a lot. But he was decent in this movie. Again, it's very different from what he did earlier.
Yeah.
It's not an action junkie movie. Is it his best movie? Not at all. Yeah. I just happen to like it. But again, for the last few movies, you can see that the sun is beginning to set.
Right.
Or it is at this point setting.
There was some solid action in End of Days, though, and some stunt work that was fun. I remember during that time, Arnold Schwarzenegger was on WWE. Do you remember that? He was on Raw, and he was holding they gave him a belt for some reason, and he's holding the belt upside down. I remember that. Hilarious commentary. Chat, find this on YouTube if you can. I remember Arnold Schwarzenegger was like color commentator during Raw, and it was hilarious because you're hearing Arnold talking, and he goes, "Oh yeah, look at Kane," and he's like, "Look at Kane in the ring. He looks like Satan. And by the way, I fight Satan in my new movie End of Days." And then I think Triple H came down to fuck with him, and he like punches Triple H and knocks him out. I remember that was during the End of Days when that movie came out.
Yeah.
Rob, do you think people that didn't really like the movie, do you think the reason is because of the ending?
No, not the ending. I think it was so different from what he's done before that I don't think people knew how to take it. It's probably a movie more people appreciate now than they did at the time.
Yeah, I was fine with the ending. I was like, you know what, this makes sense.
But look, I know we're kind of running out of time, so there's one movie that I do want to mention that I absolutely love that he was in, and I do think it's his best acting performance in his whole career.
Maggie.
Yes. Maggie is just good. Oh my God.
Good.
Oh my God. And so sad.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so sad. I mean, when you think of zombie movies, you don't think about the way this played out.
No.
And I was nearly brought to tears a couple of times in that movie because I mean, guys, if you have not seen, I don't want to ruin it. I don't know if anyone in there has seen Maggie, but man, if you want to talk about going out with a bang for Schwarzenegger, even though it came so many years later, see Maggie.
Yes.
Maggie is the best acting performance Arnold Schwarzenegger has ever given in his career. It is so good. I know there's a lot of people that are maybe not as high on that movie as I am, but when you've seen Schwarzenegger dating back to Hercules in New York, and you see him kind of end his career with a movie like this, you just say, you know what, this dude, I got to tip my hat, because he, even though it might have come a little bit too late, him in that movie was just great. He was so good. Such a good movie.
I don't even think it came too late, really. I mean, he was never really wasn't supposed to be the great actor, you know what I mean, during that time period. He was just supposed to be the action star, and you know.
But it shows just how much work he put in to finally get an opportunity to put a performance together like that.
Yeah.
Because this is not any way, shape, or form an action movie. Nothing near that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He plays a father. He plays a father that goes looking for his daughter after she's been bitten during a pandemic, and he finds her and he brings her home, and he basically takes care of her until she finally gets to a point where she's going to turn, and that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And it is definitely such a good movie, and he's absolutely phenomenal in that movie.
And I agree, and I think a lot of people were disappointed probably because the first thing they probably thought of was, oh my God, Arnold Schwarzenegger in a zombie movie. This could be the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Lay in the waste, tons of zombies, which I would have loved too.
Of course, yeah.
But once I found out, oh, it's a drama, okay. And then we went in, me and Lady Fat Blood went in and watched it, and we both really liked Maggie. And
it's such a good, refreshing story for a zombie story.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily your typical thing where they'll run around crazy. You know, it's a slow turn for them in this movie. It's not like they get bitten and a couple hours later they're full-blown rage zombies.
5 minutes.
It's a very slow transition, and you see the transition play out in the movie little by little. I think in a movie it's like 2 or 3 weeks before they become fully turned, but during that time you see a slow change in how they look, how they react, smell, even their eyes. And you can see during that time period his love for his daughter and how he takes care of her, how he's willing to put himself at risk. It's just, I personally just love the movie. I think it's great.
It looks like we aren't alone. A couple of people from chat, they enjoyed the movie too. So that's chat. Yep. Rob, you got to head on out. Is that it for today, buddy?
Yeah, man.
Sorry, Mr. Samurai.
Yeah, I'm actually doing a little bit of cooking tomorrow, so I gotta, I'm gonna help Mama in the kitchen.
Hey, thanks for hanging out, Rob, and early happy Thanksgiving to you, brother.
Yo, man, same to you. Absolutely.
Chat, make sure you head over to Rob's channel, Entertainment Talk Nation, and subscribe, like, share. A lot of fun happenings. Be there. Don't forget, this Friday I will be on his stream. We're going to talk about the core. That was his "Is It Really That Bad" challenge to me. So I still have not seen it. I'm going to save it for Friday. I'm going to watch it early.
Yeah, watch it early. Yeah, that way it's fresh in the mind.
We'll talk about the core. Leo, you going to head out too, bud?
Yes, sir.
All right. Don't forget to go over to Retro Leo's channel. Subscribe over there. It's a classic channel. And thanks, guys.
Classic content, guys. Go check out the classicness.
Yeah. I'm going to hang out. I'm going to keep going. Chat's going to help me now because I haven't seen a lot of these later Arnold movies. So chat, me and you can hang out for a little bit before I end it. But thanks again for this. Thanks for hanging out.
Before you go, oh my God. Okay. I'm hoping I can convince Rob and Mr. Samurai to join me on a video on this channel here talking about our top 5 greatest favorite films of all time.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe do that on Rob's.
And I figured that'd be fun because obviously all our lists are probably going to be different from each other. I mean, maybe there'll be some similarities, but that's not to be confused with what we think are the greatest 5 films of our time, just our personal 5 favorite films.
That's going to be tough for me, but if you give me some time, I'll try.
Take some time. Take some time
to narrow down. Maybe we can do it next Friday over on ETN.
That'd be awesome.
Predator.
All 5,
G2.
All right, guys, take care. Chat, I'm still here. If you guys want to hang, we're going to keep going up Arnold's filmography. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you guys later.
Later, guys. I'll see you guys Friday.
All right, chat. I'm going to need your help. I'm going to keep going here. All right. So we already talked about Maggie. So when we get to Maggie, we'll skip that. But let's go back to his early repertoire here. Let's see here. So we went up to End of Days. That's right. Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Satan. We went through that. Now, chat, help me out here. I need your help. I have not seen The Sixth Day. I'm looking at your comments right now. Let me know The Sixth Day. Should I give that a shot or pass? Let me know. Oh, shit, we got Eric. Welcome, brother. It's all good. Better late than never. Asian movie enthusiast, thanks for joining. All right. We'll get the final stand, Jacob. But help me out, chat. I'm waiting on you guys in the comments. I want to read yes or no. 6th day, yay or nay. And while you guys are letting me know in the comments, let me go back and read the plot synopsis here. So this came out in 2000. In the year 2000. Directed by Roger Spottiswoode, I think. Starring Michael Rappaport and Tony Goldwyn. Let's see here. Who else is in here? Oh, we got Michael Rooker in here. That's awesome. Terry Crews is in here. The great Robert Duvall, one of my favorite actors. That guy's fantastic. All right, so let's look at the plot here. So it says, futuristic action film about a man who meets a clone of himself and stumbles into a grand conspiracy about clones taking over the world. All right, now I'm going to go back to you guys. All right, we have here. Okay. All right, here we go. John Martinez. It was pretty good. Jonesy says yes, check it out. All right. Sexy Sumo says the 6th day was a watch once and no more. Eric says he remembers it being decent, nothing great. Jonesy says he punches himself and says, that's for sleeping with my wife in the damn minivan. All right, now I got to watch the movie now, just because that happens. All right, let's keep it rocking and rolling. Fluffy says, 6th day is okay. It's better than some of the ones you just passed. It's about clones and Big Brother. All right. Simon says, don't waste your time. It's the anti-Maggie. Egg says, don't do it. Oh, I love that name, Egg Shen. I love it. All right, let me catch up on the comments here. Briscoe says it was meh. Hold on, let me go back to this here. Okay, John says go for it. All right. So kind of mixed, but more positives than negatives here. Eric says some of the dialogue was a bit cringeworthy. I just remember seeing the trailer when it came out. I remember, sorry, the seat's getting a little uncomfortable. I need to bring in another seat. I remember that during that trailer, the TV spot that I watched on TV, Arnold says, he holds up his gun and he says, clone this. And I was like, oh my God, did that even happen in the movie? Did he say clone this? All right, Sexy Sumo, have a good one, brother. Happy Thanksgiving to you, man. Yeah, clone this. Sounds that's kind of turned me off. So we'll keep it rocking and rolling. All right, so if I'm bored, there's nothing else on, I'll check out the 6th day. Maybe that might be a future is it really that bad episode challenge. Maybe. All right, let's get back to his filmography here. We might have to speed run some of these. Okay, so, all right, here's another one. 2002, Collateral Damage. It's not like regular damage. It's collateral. So 2002 says, after his family is killed by a terrorist act, a firefighter goes in search of the one responsible. So he's not even an action badass in here. He's just a firefighter, huh? Oh, boy. Yeah, again, another movie I just kind of passed. It didn't really speak to me. So let me know, chat. Yay or nay on Collateral Damage, not regular damage. Let's see. Tom De Niro says, last movie that I loved, I remember watching it in theaters and cracking up. Which movie was that? Was it Collateral Damage? Oh, John says watch it. John says watch that. All right. Oh, let me move that. All right. Let's keep going. All right. So 6 days is a maybe. Collateral Damage is a maybe. Okay. All right. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. We kind of talked about this already a little bit. It's one of those. Okay. A lot of people consider it's debatable too. Some people like Dark Fate over Terminator 3. They go back and forth. Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, you could say it's probably the best of the sequels, maybe, but then again, that's debatable. So there's a lot of people out there actually like Terminator Salvation. I will give Terminator 3 this. It's not the worst movie ever, and there's some actual, decent action and stunt work. There's actually some pretty good stunt work in Terminator 3. Not the worst thing ever. I wouldn't say it's the worst thing ever. Don't make me want to throw something, but I think it's hilarious though. Which is the worst sequel, Terminator Dark Fate or Terminator 3? So let me know. Let's start the new battle. This is the new battle for this stream. Which is the best Terminator sequel not after Terminator 3, after Terminator 2? I want to read you guys' comments. Which one's better? Terminator 3, Terminator Salvation, Terminator Genisys, or Terminator Dark Fate? Dark Fate. I want to see you guys' comments here. This is a new battle we got just going on. Talk to the hand. Yeah, I know. It was pretty cringeworthy. But yeah, in terms of action and stunts, Terminator 3 has its moments, but overall it's definitely not great. Severio says Terminator 3 all the way. Best sequel after Terminator 2. All right, let's see if someone else has something different. Jonesy says, unabashedly love Dark Fate. Yeah, I said it. All right. Oh, shit. This is it. This is awesome. This is interesting. I like Genisys, but I know I'm in the minority. And look at this. Look at this. Salvation. This is interesting. Wow. This is really interesting. See, I told you it's debatable. All right. Interesting. All right. Yeah, not that much to talk about Terminator 3. We keep rocking and rolling. Now, I remember this very uncomfortable, cringeworthy, but kind of hilarious cameo he had in Around the World in 80 Days. Do you guys remember that? Do you remember that? Do you remember he had like in 80 days? He had like dark on him to make he look more tan. And I just remember it being very uncomfortable, kind of cringeworthy, but kind of funny at the same time. Yeah, Around the World in 80 Days was a mess. That was a mess. It had its moments because it's Jackie Chan, but overall, I remember it being a mess. So we'll just skip that. Let's see. The Expendables. Why is he uncredited? That doesn't make any sense. He was in the fucking movie. That's weird. They have his name Trench and it's uncredited. Expendables, fun throwback film. Disappointed that he didn't really do anything in the movie. But Expendables 2, Electric Boogaloo, it came out in 2012. That one, out of the three, I enjoy all three Expendable films for what they are and the genre they're representing. I think they're fun action throwback films. But in my opinion, everyone's different. Everyone's different. But in my opinion, Terminator. Expendables 2 is my favorite out of the three films. Oh, we got Crystal. What's up? Remember Jingle All the Way? It has its moments. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. We did when we came across. Jingle All the Way definitely did have its fun moments. Yeah, Terminator 2. I keep saying Terminator 2 because it's his best movie. But Expendables 2 is my favorite out of the three because at least this time we got a bigger body count, get a little Scott Adkins bonus. And finally, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Bruce Willis show up and actually do something. And even they had some comedic moments and, big body count and get Chuck Norris bonus for bigger body count. Plus, come on now. The movie had Stallone versus Van Damme at the end. I mean, come on, you can't. And it was actually a good fight for both of those guys at their age. So in my opinion, out of the three, 2 is my favorite, but everyone's different. Everybody has their favorite, but it's fun. Expendables 2 is fun. Same thing with Expendables 3. We can skip towards that. 2014. Same thing. He had a small role in that. You know what's in Mel Gibson killed it in that movie. He's in terms of acting, he like destroyed everybody in that movie. I agree, Jose. Van Damme did play a good villain in Expendables 2. Whatchamacallit? The funny thing about Expendables 3 was his little short team up with Jet Li. Their charisma together was actually kind of fun. That I wouldn't have minded a spin-off film where it's just Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jet Li kicking ass the whole movie. I thought that would have been a kind of a fun spin-off. But yeah, Expendables 3. I had really low expectations because it wasn't R-rated. But by the time I got around to seeing it, I saw the unrated version, and a lot of action. It's fun. It's fun. It's fine. But let's rewind a little bit here. Let's go back here. We have The Last Stand. Johnny Knoxville's in this movie. I think Peter Stormare is the villain in this. Last Stand is a solid action movie. At least it was rated R. I love the Gatling gun scene or the minigun scene and just blowing limbs off and arms. That's the best part of the movie. And I kind of liked Arnold's character as the old senior kind of gruff, sheriff veteran, The problem I had with The Last Stand was kind of like the finale, like it was like the last one-liner. It's like, come on, you got Arnold Schwarzenegger in your movie. And before he takes out the main villain, his one-liner is, the guy goes, "Who are you?" And he goes, "I'm the sheriff." It was just like, oh, that's horrible. It's the best line we could have, for Arnold. But yeah, it was Last Stand's fine. It's solid. There's some good action in there. So, Eric has some stuff here. He goes, Jim Woo Kim directed The Last Stand. Stan, great director, pretty good flick. Yeah, I mean, obviously he could have made a better movie. I mean, it's not like this movie's great. But if you're a big Arnold fan, you really can't go wrong with it. There's enough fun and action to be had in The Last Stand. But yeah, it's fun. All right, after that we have. All right, in my opinion, this was a very underrated movie. Everyone hated this movie. This movie did not do well in theater, and I have not heard any positive reviews or people pretty much like this movie. And that's fine. To each his own. If you didn't like the movie, that's fine. But I enjoyed, I didn't see it in theater, and I found out from a little birdie that it's not really an action film. It's more of a thriller. But I enjoyed 2013's Escape Plan. What do you guys think of Escape Plan? Let me know. Still have 50 people in the chat. Cheers. Thank you guys for sticking with me and hanging out till the end here. Diego, what's up, brother? All right, so we got Yo, It's Me says he enjoyed Escape Plan as well. All right. I think one of the failures for the film is you put the two iconic actors together, Stallone and Schwarzenegger, and I think people's expectations were so high. Because remember, this was, they didn't do a lot of movies together, so this was like a big deal. But I think people were expecting a big, action fest. Eric says Escape Plan was solid entertainment. It actually had a good script and performances. Yes, and before we got to Maggie, in terms of Arnold Schwarzenegger's acting actually being really good, and Maggie, before we get that though, look at his acting performance in Escape Plan. It's pretty good, man. Like every scene he's in, he steals, and he's hilarious in the movie. But there's some dramatic moments where he actually did pretty good, especially when he's trying to fuck with the warden, played by what's his name? Cavill. What's his name? I forgot his name. Hold on. He actually played a pretty good villain in this movie. Jim Caviezel. I'm sorry, Jim Caviezel. Sorry if I said his name wrong. But yeah, watch how he even speaks in his actual language in the movie, which was interesting. I never heard Arnold speak in his actual native language. But yeah, good performance. I thought Escape Plan was fun. I have not seen the sequels. I own them, but I haven't watched them yet. I'll eventually get to them. Maybe I'll let you guys know how those are later. Yes, Jesus. That's right. Yeah, he actually played a fun villain in Escape Plan. But yeah, I thought it was a fun movie. But I was just like, man, everybody hates this movie. It's not that. I thought it was a good movie. Good thriller. All right. So is that 2 movies that Stallone has been in where he's trying to break out of prison? I think. Let me know if there's a third movie. But I think that's he did Lock Up and he did that one. All right, we did Escape Plan. Let's keep it rocking and rolling here. All right. Sabotage. That's right. What are your thoughts on Sabotage, guys? Let me know. I'm ready. I'm reading. I'm got my eyes on the comment section right now. Sabotage. What do you guys think? It had potential to be amazing. It kind of failed with the ending and the kind of third act, or legitimate badass action thriller, violent action thriller. What do you guys think of Sabotage? Let me know. I'm waiting to read your comments. Yeah, Sam Worthington. I call him Unworthington, but he was actually pretty good in that movie. He actually acted pretty well. Fluffy Pig Monster says no. The movie was a sabotage, Tom De Niro says. Severus has never seen it. See, I think this is the problem, right? I think Jonesy hit it right on the button here. I don't think I like the twist in that one. But the positive is that it is nicely violent. If you miss, serious, intense, extremely violent Arnold, there are things to like in Sabotage, and his acting is good in the movie. He does a good job leading this group of agents, and they go in there and they kick ass. It's violent, it's brutal, it's pretty brutal. But I think the issue was the third act, the plot. There was kind of like, okay, we got a twist on a twist on a twist. I did buy it on Blu-ray. I haven't I only seen the movie once, but I bought it on Blu-ray because I found it for like $3. But here you go. Egg Shen says, good violence, that's all. There you go. Oh, Diego liked it. Briscoe says, I call him Unworthington as well. Yeah, he was solid in the movie. Yeah, I think people wanted another Predator, and not terms of an alien sci-fi horror action movie. I think in terms of Arnold leading a group of badasses again, let's go on this action adventure thing. I think people wanted that. And obviously, when you watch the movie, it's the complete opposite of that. But I wouldn't say Sabotage is bad. It definitely has its moments. Oh, shit. Here we go. Thank you, Andre. Tango and Cash, The Escape Prison. That's right. So that's 3 Stallone movies. Will Stallone be the next discussion chat next week? Will Stallone be the next one? I'll let you guys know. I'll do another poll. Arnold won by a landslide. I had Stallone, Arnold, and then Dolph Lundgren, who we're going to talk about in terms of their filmography. And Stallone won, Arnold won. Excuse me. But will Stallone win next week's, or will he be upended? We'll have to see. Yeah, it is a David Ayer movie, and he's good at the gritty police thrillers. That's one of his things he's known for. Yo, Adrian. All right. So that's Sabotage. Let's keep it going. So we already talked about Expendables 3, 2014. We could keep going here. Maggie, 2015, same year. And, what? So he did Okay, hold on. Okay. I thought so Maggie, wow, talk about 2 totally different types of movie genres here. Maggie and Terminator Genisys came out the same year in 2015. Wow. All right, so we already talked about Maggie. Very well done horror drama, and definitely one of Arnold's best, maybe possibly his best, like Rob was saying earlier, acting performances. Maggie was very well done. But let's talk about Terminator Genisys. Oh, boy. Let me click on it here. Hold on. Directed by Alan Taylor, starring Jason Clarke and Emilia Clarke, no relation, and who I considered the Sam Unworthington at the time, Jai Courtney. Oh, God. It sucks, too, because I'm a big fan of Young Hun Lee. Dude, this guy, go watch I Saw the Devil. It's one of the best horror thrillers you'll ever see. I Saw the Devil. But Young Hun Lee's a fantastic actor, and they casted him as T-1000 in this version. But yeah, wasn't really impressed with Emilia Clarke's performance of Sarah Connor. Nothing strong, strength, badass came from her performance in the movie. And Jai Courtney was so generic. It's funny. I'm actually okay with Jai Courtney now. And believe it or not, it's from his character Boomerang from Suicide Squad. If you go back and watch Suicide Squad, not a great movie, but if you go back and watch that, his character is the best character in that movie. He's fucking hilarious. That's why they're bringing him back in the next Suicide Squad movie. But I'm actually okay with, as of right now, that could end quickly. But I'm actually okay with Jai Courtney right now. But just really generic, just like Sarah Connor, just very generic. Kyle Reese. Him and Amelia had no chemistry at all. Jason Clarke was kind of, he's known to be a good actor. He was just kind of a generic, evil John Connor. And, it's just, but again, just like Terminator 3, the reason you're really watching at this point is you want to see Arnold again play that role and kick ass. That's basically that's really the only saving grace to Terminator Genisys. And yeah, it's PG-13, which is terrible. But that's really the only saving grace to that movie is watching Arnold. He's hilarious in the movie. He's fun. He's a badass. You get that? That's about it. I know. Tom De Niro says it was. I know it's rough. Oh man. Jonesy says Jai Courtney for Kano in the new Ming. Yeah, sure. Why not have new Kano and new Mortal Kombat movie? That'd be hilarious. All right, Jacob says, I thought it was cool when they made Skynet a Terminator. Could have been a cool element. It could have been. But they just really, towards the end of that movie, they really just threw everything. And now Arnold was like some super ridiculous powered up Terminator by the end of the movie. And then, of course, that didn't go anywhere. Oh, yeah, I know. But if you wanted action time waster and you want to see Arnold kick ass again, that's really the only reason to watch Terminator Genisys at this point. Well, welcome, Kat M. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for hanging out. Here, why is it not popping up? There you go. Having two Arnolds fight was an idea they wanted for Terminator 2, but they couldn't figure out how to do dual Arnold back then. Yeah, I get that, but it actually worked out for the best because Robert Patrick really killed it. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is hilarious. Who's better, Jai Courtney or Joel Kinnaman? Now, I've heard Joel Kinnaman supposedly can act. I've heard these things. I just haven't seen it in some of the movies. But yeah, let's keep it rocking and rolling. Yeah, this Terminator has moments in terms of action. It has its moments. But I think people were kind of, it's just every time they make a Terminator sequel, man, it's almost like they try to sequel, it doesn't work. They try to reboot it, it doesn't work. They try to reset the timeline, it doesn't work. And they say, what if? They make a what if movie like Dark Fate and the other sequels didn't happen, and that doesn't work either. But we'll get to that. All right. Now, somebody mentioned earlier Aftermath. Now, this movie is 2017 now. Let me click on Aftermath. So this is directed by Elliot Lester, stars Maggie Grace. And this one's about two strangers' lives become inextricably bound together after a devastating plane crash. I remember seeing the trailer for this, and I remember going, oh, okay, Arnold's back to do a straight-up drama flick, kind of similar to Maggie. Oh, well, thank you for subscribing, Kat. You're awesome. You rock. Thank you. Has anyone seen Aftermath? Let me know, guys. Let me know in the comments if you guys seen Aftermath. It just looked like another dramatic film. I don't know. I'm not sure if that was any good. What was the ratings here? It got a 5.6 out of 10. Kind of average, looks like. So I don't know. Maybe if I'm bored and I can watch it for free, maybe I can give it a shot, see if it's good. All right, let's keep it going. Excuse me. All right. Killing Gunther, 2017. Oh, 4.8 out of 10. Yikes. Oh, directed by Taron Killam. Oh, killing Gunther. You know, when I saw the trailer to this movie, I was like, this could be the greatest movie I've ever seen. This could be the greatest film ever. I mean, look at this plot. A group of eccentric assassins are fed up with Gunther, the world's greatest hitman, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they decide to kill him, but their plan turns into a series of bungled encounters as Gunther seems to have the upper hand every step of the way. I'll give the movie this. Uh-oh. I'm sorry, my cats are out again, by the way. You guys want to, hey, come here, you. Come here. Ah, I got you. You guys want to say hi to Savannah? This is Savannah. Woo. Yeah, what's up, bitches? I'm chilling. Oh, she's not having it. She's not having it. Oh, man. Killing Gunther actually does have, I better be careful with my balls down here. If you hear me scream, you know what happened. Killing Gunther. Those are not trebles. Killing Gunther definitely has some legitimate comedy in it. Like, there's some really funny moments in there. But the problem I had with Killing Gunther is that Arnold doesn't really show up to like the last like 10 minutes of the movie. But when he shows up, it's hilarious. He's funny. I think he even has a song in the credits. He sings. It definitely could have been way better, and it wasn't as good as I wanted the movie to be. But it's a harmless action comedy. But just remember, those are not tribbles. Phat Samurai 2020. You guys are hilarious. Yeah, so it's like, just remember that. If you guys want to watch Killing Gunther, he really doesn't show up to the end. It's just another stunt double kind of guy running around that's supposed to be him. It has its moments. Killing Gunther, it's not horrible. It's not the worst thing ever. All right, let's keep going. We're still in the year 2017. All right. Oh, boy. Okay. Wow. He made that movie that early? Hold on a second. Wow. So Arnold really hasn't done too much before we get to Terminator Dark Fate. Kung Fury 2. What? It looks like it's in post-production. He plays the president, which is hilarious. Superhero Kindergarten TV series. It's a kids show, maybe? I'm not sure what that is. And okay, guys, I just saw something right now. Okay. One of them I know is never going to happen. But I'm seeing something called triplets right now. And he's Julius from Twins. Hold on. Let me click on this right now. Hold on a second. What is this? It's in pre-production. What is this? Ivan Reitman coming back again. I was right. I was right earlier. I was wrong about it being a remake, but Eddie Murphy is the... So it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito, and Eddie Murphy is the third sibling. It says Julius and Vincent Benedict discover they have a third sibling. Now it just says all we have here is that it's post-production. That doesn't mean anything. Oh boy. So I was right. Oh boy. Oh, hold on a second. Let me get rid of this here. People messaging me on the side here. Hold on a second. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you guys knew about triplets. So it's news to me. I just saw it right now. Now, you know what, though? Eddie Murphy now, ever since he's done Dolomite, is on point. Like, Dolomite's a fantastic movie. Watch it. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, Eddie Murphy back to making R-rated comedies. It's great. Check out Dolomite. It is amazing. And Wesley Snipes is actually pretty good in Dolomite as well. But yeah, so I don't know. This sounds like this could be a disaster, but let's go back to it here. Now, this is the one I know is not going to happen. They have here The Legend of Conan. It says it's announced. That doesn't mean shit. The plot is unknown at this time. There's some writers, and all they have is stars Arnold. That's it. So this is not going to happen. I remember rumors a while back. Maybe this is like maybe 10 years ago or more. I remember Arnold kind of putting out the idea of making a movie called King Conan, the actual the third movie. And I got excited about that because I'm like, okay, he's obviously Arnold's older. He's playing an old king. You know, the movies hinted at him becoming king later, but we just see him sitting on the throne like this. So a movie like that where he's king and leading an army or something like that may not be that bad, especially when you put a full beard on him. He wouldn't have been as cringeworthy to look at like 10 years ago. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it obviously too late to make another Conan movie? I don't know what the Legend of Conan would be about, though, because they're not, unless they're still going the King Conan route. It's like, I don't know. I do agree. I mean, I do think they should have done a third Conan way back when it was popular. We were talking about earlier, chat. Those of you that are new, joining us right now, Crom, that for whatever reason he basically played Conan the Barbarian in Red Sonja, but he was called something else. We gotta mention that, which would have been amazing if he was actually called Conan in the Red Sonja movie. That would have been so fucking great. Here we go. John Martin. Here's a good question. Here we go. Put on the spot here. John says, hey, Phat Samurai Guy, what do you think about the Conan movie with Jason Momoa? Enough talk. I love that. Hold on. Let me get rid of this here. Give me 1 second. Oh, hold on a second. Cats are acting crazy over here. All right, hold on. Okay. All right, here we go. My take on it. I liked Momoa as the barbarian because he was very wild. He brought a lot of energy to his fight scenes, and he had the look. The movie, the problem with, and I love that the movie was R-rated. I love that. The problem, and you got Stephen Lang as the main villain. I mean, this should all work. The problem I had with the movie was just so much afterwards was so generic. It was very generic. The beginning, when the best part of the movie is the beginning, that's not good. So I don't know if you guys remember the beginning of Jason Momoa's Conan. The beginning was you have his dad, played by Ron Perlman. Him and his village have these games where they send the younglings out to prove their manhood or whatever. And young Conan, who's younger than everybody else that's in there, he gets sent out there. And it's a pretty entertaining and brutal type of trials they have to go through. And it's to the death. I mean, it's crazy. And all I remember is young Conan coming back to the village and meeting up with his dad. And he's holding everyone's decapitated fucking head. And I was like, when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be fucking great. He's holding everyone's decapitated head and he kind of throws it down. And I think there was like a game part of it where they have to hold an egg but not crush it during these trials, something like that. I've only seen the movie once. But unfortunately, after that, when you're following Momoa and his ragtag-a-muffin friends, and then they go on this adventure, something gets lost in translation, and the movie, even though there was blood spray here and there, it just wasn't as gory or as violent as the original one. You know, it's just, we need some decapitations. We need more. We need, limbs getting cut off. God damn it. Do I hate it? No, I like parts of it. But there's some pain. There's some cringe-worthy moments in the Momoa movie. All right. So Legend of Conan, it looks like some of you kind of don't mind it if another Conan movie's made. Let's see here. All right. I know we missed a few. I just saw Legend of Conan in triplets. I had to go straight to it. Let's rewind a little bit here. And we have... Oh, boy. Now, Iron Mask, believe it or not. By the way, I'm going to try really hard tomorrow. I know it's Thanksgiving, tomorrow. A happy Thanksgiving to you guys, early Thanksgiving. But I'm going to try really hard to upload our movie dojo. The movie dojo's come back now. So our review of Jiu-Jitsu starring Nicolas Cage. I'm going to try really hard to upload that to the channel tomorrow. And you guys can watch it whenever you want. I know you're going to spend time with your families. I'm going to try to get it up tomorrow. If not, then maybe Friday. If I can't do it, I got to finish editing it, the review. But in that review, Lady Fatblood mentions a movie called Iron Mask. We saw the trailer for Iron Mask and we were like, oh my God. Oh my God. It looks like a fantasy adventure film. Also starring, you ready for this? Jackie Chan and Jason Fleming, who was an actor I've always liked seeing in movies. But yes, Rutger Hauer's in here. What? Rutger Hauer's in this? This must have been one of his last films, R.I.P. Rutger Hauer. But yeah, Jackie Chan, and in the trailer, it looks like Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger have a fight scene. Yes. So after that trailer, my buddy Edgar was over the house, and we showed me like, dude, look at this trailer. We showed him the trailer, and after the trailer was over, I said, well, what do you think? He's like, this looks like a fake movie. He's like, this doesn't even look like a real movie. This is like some fan-made fake trailer they put together or some fan film. And Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jackie Chan owed somebody a favor and just showed up for a little fight scene or something like that. Yeah, so he wasn't convinced either. But I rented the movie Iron Mask, and we're going to review it for you guys. Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jackie Chan. So, and I have a feeling they're in the fucking movie for like 5 minutes. So stay tuned. This could be a future movie dojo review. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen the trailer for Iron Mask. Yeah. Oh, happy Thanksgiving, Omegan 32. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even want to read the plot synopsis. I want to be surprised when we watch the movie. But yeah, it looks like a fantasy adventure thing. And yeah, Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger have a fight. They have a fight scene. So if you guys are interested in that, check out Iron Mask or wait for our review of the movie. Hold on. Eric said, no difficulties here. Iron Mask looked like ass. Oh, God. Yeah. No, I did rent Iron Mask. I did rent it. I didn't buy it. I rented it. So, yeah, stay tuned, guys. I'll be reviewing Iron Mask on the channel. Me and Lady Fatblood will tackle it for you guys. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the final movie, the big one, which has caused a lot of controversy, debate. There's two sides to the coin, split down the middle, and we have 2019's Terminator Dark Fate. Who directed this movie? Hold on. Tim Miller directed this movie. I believe that's Deadpool director, right? First Deadpool director. David S. Goyer wrote this? Oh, God. You know, David S. Goyer used to be a good writer. All right. So Arnold Mackenzie Davis is in this. She's kind of like the female Terminator fighting against the evil Terminator, played by Gabriel Luna. Rev 9 is what they called him in the movie. All right, let me go back to you guys. All right, guys. Honest opinion. I'm going to read the comments. I'm going to read what you put down. Terminator Dark Fate, go. Honest opinion. Well, I fixed my chair for the 30 billionth time here. Oh, I need another chair. All right. So he says, oh, sorry. The big stinky one. So Severio says, oh, Jonesy says, Tim Miller approved the first Sonic the Hedgehog design? Oh, God. All right, we got Gomo here. Goma, excuse me. Dark Fate was not great. All right. What else we got here? me catch up here. You guys are going. There you go. The least intimidating Terminator of all time. Oh, here we go. We got a little bit of the other side now. It wasn't horrible. How about that? Jose says, I pop for Mexican Terminators. You know what's interesting is that I seen that actor play a version of Ghost Rider on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. That was the last time I watched that show. I haven't kept up with that show. I don't know if that show's any good still. But his design of Ghost Rider was fucking badass. And instead of a bike, he had a vehicle, a car. And I liked him in that role. I liked him as Ghost Rider. Maybe that's what kind of got him noticed to, hey, this guy, look at him playing Ghost Rider. He can play Terminator. I don't know. But it just seemed very... Jose agrees. He was great as the Ghost Rider. Yeah, I thought he was really good as Ghost Rider. And the character, too. Not just the guy with Flaming Skull walking around. Like the character. He was good performance. But it just seemed like they just snipped the balls off of him in this movie, Dark Fate. Like, he just seemed really generic. Like, I wanted to see him do more. Was my problem with his version of Terminator. Let's see. We got Wasakubu says, Samurai Guy, what do you think is Arnold's most underrated movie? Ooh, that's tough. I got to watch Raw Deal again. Raw Deal might be. But after, off the top of my head, I'm going to have to say Escape Plan. I would have to say. Because I enjoyed that. Diego says, Samurai Guy, did you see the movie The Hunt? And which Hunt are we talking about? The one with Gilpin, or the old one with Mads Mikkelsen, the dramatic film? Which one are we talking about? I'm assuming the one they all battle royale and fight to the death. Is that the one? Because I enjoyed that. I like both movies, but yeah, The Hunt with Gilpin. I think her name's Gilpin. I think. Yeah, The Hunt was hilarious. That was a really good dark comedy. And we talked about the villain earlier. If any of you want to see Arnold Schwarzenegger as a cowboy, watch a movie called The Villain. Wakasubu says, I would say End of Days or Running. Oh, End of Days is a good choice too. That's a good choice. We talked fondly about that movie earlier. Yeah, Diego. The Battle Royale one. That was a blast. I had a lot of fun with The Hunt. I noticed we're all avoiding Dark Fate. All the comments right now are the other stuff. Like, no one's talking about Dark Fate. Oh, now here's the thing. A lot of people were done with Dark Fate right at the beginning when John Connor gets killed. That didn't bother me as much because I unfortunately found out a spoiler and I knew that was going to happen. If I did not know that was going to happen, that kind of would have bothered me. I would be like, really? But it was a well done scene. They made John Connor look young again. That was kind of interesting. But I kind of knew that was going to happen. Jonesy Cat says, I like that the Rev 9 uses our heavily surveillance era to aid in his hunt. Bitter Sarah is falling back to T2 like Jamie Lee. And Carl's arc was nice. And it felt like saying goodbye to a friend. Actually, I didn't mind Carl. Carl kind of cracked me up a little bit. It was kind of like, at that point, it was like, okay, this is what the movie's ridiculous. This is what it's given me. Let's see where it goes. And Carl kind of cracked me up a little bit. But I did enjoy Linda Hamilton in the film. I did like her bitter, she was just really bitter and stuff. I like that. And she hunted Terminators, which was fun. And some of the action was all right. I liked the three-way dance we had at the end. That was fun. Arnold, the girl, and Sarah trying to help out the most she can against Terminator. That was entertaining. I mean, there's entertaining action moments in there. But at the end, just like all the other Terminator reboots and sequels and prequels and we're just going to start over again. We're going to start over again. I think it just ends up like those others in terms of it kind of just seems like it's a big waste of time, because they're not consistent. They know, okay, this is the sequel we made, and then the next sequel after that, we're going to keep going with the story and see where it goes. every movie just, no, fuck it, we're starting over. And then it disappears and everyone forgets about it. And that's why, they try to salvage all of those bad sequels and stuff with Dark Fate, but they just ended up pissing off the fan base. And now nobody really likes it. I was okay with it. A lot of stuff in there kind of pissed me off, but I was okay with it at first. But if I watch it again, I have a feeling I'm not gonna like it any like more. I'm probably gonna be like, ugh, like the review rating will probably go down. Still, it's not the worst movie though. It's not like it's like the worst thing ever, but it does feel like the others, like Genisys, and it all feels like a waste of time. And I agree. Jonesy Cat says, yeah, if they make a new Terminator, they'll probably reboot it again. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they will. And this is what a lot of people want to see. A lot of people want to see the future. They want to see us battle the Terminators in the future. That's what they want to see. They're tired of us fucking with the timeline and all that. But the problem is, you got that. It was called Terminator Salvation. And unfortunately, Terminator Salvation has its moments. I like Anton Yelchin, rest in peace. I like his role as a young Michael Bihn's character. What's his name? Kyle Reese. I liked him. But yeah, they can't stick with an idea. Even if the idea isn't great, you can improve on it though. Don't just give up. Start over again. So Briscoe 1234 says, I refused to watch Dark Fate, and I was lucky enough to be able to stare out of a window while my friends were watching Genisys. So luckily I was able not to remember anything from it. Well, you didn't miss anything. You did not miss anything. There you go. Thanks for helping me out, Fluffy. Eric says Salvation had the wrong aesthetic. Jacob did enjoy Terminator Salvation. All right. It does have its fans. It does have its fans. It was an interesting look into the future. I just wish they would have either stayed there with the next movie or, I don't know what happened. You think because they kind of left it open for it to keep going for another movie. So it just would have been nice to have some consistency, is all I'm saying. We throw nostalgia in this sequel. We throw nostalgia in this reboot. We throw nostalgia here, and it's not working, man. It's just not working. Jonesy says, here we go. Christian Bale, do it, you son of a bitch. Oh, I'm sure you guys remember the onset rant, the Christian Bale rant on the guy. Was the guy who was like, he worked with the lighting? Wait, what happened again? Like, I know he was trying to fix the lighting or something, but he kept getting in the shot or something like that, right? And Bale was having a bad day or whatnot. He just went off. You're like, it was like, oh, good for you. You come around here. If you guys have not heard the Christian Bale rant, it's fucking hilarious. You guys, I'm telling you, it's funny. Jacob says it wasn't rated R. It was PG-13, huh? The Terminator Salvation. I remember there was like an unrated version, and I remember watching it, but I don't remember anything R-rated. Daikatana said, there we go. Christian Bale treated Mick G like a bitch. Oh, God. Mick G. So, yeah, that's the last really big Arnie movie. At this point in his career, guys, though, if you think about it, though, Arnold Schwarzenegger is an icon. He's an action movie legend. At this point, he doesn't really have to act anymore. That's why it was kind of fun seeing him in the Expendables films, because it was just like, hey, I'm here to have fun and I'm out. Like I'm just making a little cameo, having a good time, throwing nostalgia at you guys, and then I'm out. You know what I mean? So he doesn't really have to do anything else. Like, it's not like, oh, well, when was the last time Arnold Schwarzenegger had a big, gigantic hit and he was the lead? It's like, he doesn't really need to do that anymore. Especially Stallone in his career. Like, Will we get to Stallone next week? But yeah, same thing with a lot of these action icon guys, that have made it. They don't really have to make any more movies. They're good, Now, the smaller guys like Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren and stuff, they got to pay bills. They got to keep making some movies once in a while. I think they enjoy making movies, though. And you got to go where the work is, right? They have smaller budgeted films, straight to video. That's what you got to do to do what you love doing. Unless you get offered a big role comeback like Dolph Lundgren was offered in Expendables, and then Van Damme and Expendables 2. Fluffy Pig Monster says, I met him when he was the governor. I actually saw Arnold. Hold on a second. Severio says, Phat Samurai Guy, do you think they will make a Terminator versus RoboCop movie? No. Great Sega Genesis game. If you guys remember, bloody, violent, a lot of fun. Great Sega Genesis game, RoboCop versus Terminator. No, they won't, because they can't even make a good RoboCop Terminator solo movie right now. So anything's possible. Anything's possible, though. You never know. There's talk of a new Predator movie coming out. Yeah, the director of 10 Cloverfield Lane, I believe, is the helm. You know what? I can't get excited anymore. After that last movie, I can't get excited. It's like, so fucking what? You could say John McTiernan could come back and do this new Predator movie. I'm not going to get excited. The trailer will come out. We'll see if my excitement level peaks a little bit, but it's just got to be a fucking good movie. Just make it a good movie, damn it. Somebody says we need True Lies 2. That's not going to happen. As fun as that sounds, though. Let's see here. Stallone's going to be in the Suicide Squad? Chat, did you guys know this? I didn't know this. Interesting. I thought it was funny when he was in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And he had his own team with him. There were other Guardians of the Galaxy characters from the other comic books. They were like the old school group or something like that. They're one of the original members. Obviously, a spin-off movie didn't happen. You never know. That may have been a little fun little sci-fi adventure with those characters. But here we go. No True Lies 2 because James Cameron is too busy making 50 Avatar movies. It does. Yeah, universe because directed Guardians of the Galaxy's movies, and now he's doing Suicide Squad. So anybody's up for grabs at this point. Jacob says Cameron needs to come back and save Terminator. Forget Avatar. That's not going to happen. The most successful movie in the history of cinema. Unfortunately. Let's see. Arnie's in the Avatar sequel. Why not? Sure, at this point, fine. Why not? Like I said, he doesn't have to do anything else anymore in his career. So what's some of you guys' favorite Arnold Schwarzenegger movies? Check the comment section here. Let me know. But yeah, that is Arnie. That is Arnold's filmography. Had to speed things up because I had Rob and Retro Leah with me. But usually, us, we talk for a little longer. We keep going. But yeah, I guess we could wrap it up. Hold on a second. We have some favorites here. We have Sarabia, Terminator 2, favorite. Jonesy, I love you. Predator is my all-time favorite, as is mine. Even though Terminator 2 is pretty much a perfect movie, I love that too. Oh, we got Commando. That's right. All right. We got Eric says Predator 2, 1 and 2, Total Recall, True Lies. All right. Oh shit, Batman and Rob. Hey, I'm saying, if you watch it, if you want to laugh, that's a good one. Oh, here we go. End of Days. All right. End of Days made someone's cut. Predator Eraser. Okay. All right. Some good choices, guys. Oh, there it is. Total Recall. Yes. Jerry Goldsmith. That was the composer. I was trying to remember because we were talking about how good that score was in that movie. And I, for some reason, I couldn't remember the composer. Oh, yeah. Man, you guys rock, man. You guys have some great choices right here. What, no Hercules in New York fans? Come on. Oh, boy. Guilty Pleasure, Last Action Hero. That's right. A fun movie. Fun flick. That's a fun flick. That's right. If you guys are unaware, Total Recall is coming to 4K. Thank you, Daikatana, for reminding everyone. Briscoe says, Phat Samurai Guy, will you ever do a Shokasugi / ninja movie stream? Interesting. Hey, I'll put it on the poll. Any future polls? I'll put Shokasugi on there. We'll see if he makes it. Yeah, I'm down. Sure, I'm down to talk about it. We love ninjas. Got to talk about it. Stallone is the voice of King Shark? I thought Michael Rooker was King Shark. I thought he was King Shark. No, I thought King Shark was voiced by Taika Waititi. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. I'll have to look into it. I could be wrong. Put the cookie down. God, I love Predator. We got Conan Lover here. That's right. That's right. Crom. Well, you guys, this was fun. You guys fucking rock. Thanks for hanging out with us. Me and Rob and Retro Leo today. Rob from Entertainment Talk Nation. Don't forget, guys, stay tuned this week for the Jiu-Jitsu Nicolas Cage martial arts film. Yes. Don't forget to stay tuned for that. And also this Friday, we'll be on Rob's channel. We're going to talk about The Core. That was his challenge to me. Was it really that bad? So I'm going to have to watch The Core at some point and talk about it Friday. So don't forget to go to his channel as well. And I might have another challenge. Is it really that bad for another YouTuber? So stay tuned. I'm going to try to do these every week if I can, because it's a lot of fun talking about these bad movies, whether for better or for worse. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. You guys fucking rock. Again, cheers for hanging out with the old samurai. And poll will be up pretty soon, maybe by the end of the week, for who we should talk about next week. Will it be Sly? Will it be Dolph Lundgren? Or Shokasugi? We'll see. All right, guys. You guys take care. You fucking rock. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Do it. Do it now.